think of the FA Cup and you think of Wembley, but alongside today's fifth round tie, the proud football club that is Leyton Orient has another grand stadium on its mind. The fight against West Ham's move to the Olympic Stadium is an ongoing battle. But all that matters today is what happens here 2 miles down the road. It's all part of ESPN's FA Cup coverage. It centred on Stamford Bridge yesterday. Tomorrow night it's Upton Park. Here we are at Brisbane Road. And in a London derby, Orient will hope to make capital gain out of no less than Arsenal.
No scoring after 90 minutes. It's Leyton from now on, Everton have done it.
London's become the most beautiful thing I've seen.
32 pitches, 93 Rory Delap long throws. That's the distance between London's 2012 Olympic Stadium and Orient's Matchroom Stadium. Orient say West Ham's relocation puts their very future at risk. That's an issue we'll discuss between now and kick-off. Live on ESPN, it's Orient versus Arsenal, a place in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup at stake. After beating Barcelona in midweek, Arsenal fans are expected to re-enter Earth's atmosphere any time now. The O's plan to bring them down with a bump. Now, there are apartments on all four corners of Orient's Matchroom Stadium, and Robbie Savage, I've managed to squat in here for the hours before kick-off. Mike and Barclay, two of the club's trainees, live here. Guys, thank you for letting us use your flat for a while. And over in the kitchen area, there's Steve McManaman making tea and coffee.
No caffeine today, Stubbsy. Day of a game, no caffeine.
Mac, he's never made a cup of tea in his life.
You know, don't I?
Now, how can you make a case for Orient today? It's a great occasion for them.
It's a great occasion. Of course, the huge underdogs today. We know that, especially the form Arsenal in. But are Arsenal going to put out a strong team? Are the second team going to perform as well as the other lads did against Barcelona? Is there going to be a lull after the Barcelona game? Psychologically, you think there would be. So they've got every chance this afternoon.
What are your thoughts ahead of this time, Robbie?
Well, I think it's the magic of the FA Cup. I think Leyton Orient be encouraged by Crawley's performance yesterday at Old Trafford in the second half. They'll be fancying their chances of causing upset. It's at home. It's going to be a great atmosphere. And as I say, the magic of the FA Cup.
But if you're in one of the teams that are so-called the bigger teams, the favourites, how do you stop complacency creeping in? You said before Derby played Crawley that you're going to give it 100%, and look what happened.
Well, Macca was there. Macca watched the game, and I think on that night I said all the right things before it. You say you're going to approach it in the right way. You don't mean to be complacent, but on that night they were better than us. They wanted it more. Not so much they wanted it more, but you just can't as a player. Macca's been the favourite for the majority of his career.
So are you saying it's subconscious? It just gets into your mind and you can't stop it?
Well, Arsenal beat Barcelona in midweek. They come into Leyton Orient. They'll be thinking to themselves, they'll say all the right things, but really they'll think, we're going to beat Leyton Orient today.
Yeah, the huge favourites have said that before, didn't they? Arsenal are going for the quadruple. You don't want to ram it down the Arsenal supporters' throats, but they haven't won a trophy since 2005. All right, we know they're in the Carling Cup final next week, but they have to do the business this afternoon. And then they move on to the next game. Then they move on to the final, then the Premier League, and then back to playing Barcelona again. It's a huge opportunity for them to progress. And, they are in minnows today. But looking at the pitch, it doesn't suit Arsenal, does it? It's a bumpy pitch, might suit Orient. If they're aggressive and strong, you could cause a surprise this afternoon.
Look, Orient have been in good form of late, and you look through their team, they'll have players that will give their all today.
Yeah, they've lost 1 in 20. They're on an unbelievable run in this league. They've got some good players. I was speaking to one of the stewards who's been here for donkey's years. He said, down on the wings, they're very quick, they're exciting. And I think they've got a real chance today.
Now, looking round this, you can tell footballers live here, can't you? You can absolutely tell footballers live here.
Why?
Well, look at the washing.
Yeah.
Look at the washing. Well, It's not absolutely particularly tidy, this place, is it? Guys, you're not particularly tidy, you have to say, hey?
It's a typical bachelor paddling. Long computer games on, computers
Come
on
a bit
here.
of flattery, man.
And you've got
This is how Robbie used to live like this.
And you've got a terrific view out the balcony, that's for sure.
Free football.
Let's get the team news now. David Pleat and John Champion at pitchside.
Well, there is a wonderful sense of anticipation in this part of East London at the moment. The biggest game at Brisbane Road in a couple of decades, the biggest FA Cup game involving Leyton Orient in some 29 years, and of course matched up against Arsenal, whom they met in the semi-final back in 1978. Now, it's important to stress that none of the Leyton Orient players in this team, named today by Russell Slade, cost a transfer fee. The veteran midfielder Matthew Spring is unfortunate to miss out with a calf injury, but there are a couple of players there, number 4 Ben Chorley, the captain, number 17 in central midfield Jason Crowe, who both began their respective careers at Arsenal. And watch out also for 37-year-old striker Scott McLeish, the joint leading scorer in the FA Cup this season and a lifelong Arsenal fan. Now, he would have been in raptures at Arsenal's display against Barcelona the other night. He will also have noted that only one of the players that started against the Catalan Giants does so again today. Only Alex Song keeps his place in the starting 11. That is in part because of injuries to the likes of Giroud and Walcott. Robin van Persie has been rested today. There is a wholesale rotation, but there is an unfamiliar name there as well to introduce to you. Number 48, the 18-year-old Spanish youth international centre-half, Ignacy Miguel. Now, alongside me is our match co-commentator, David Pleat. Wonderful sense of occasion here, David. But where do you feel that Leyton Orient can hurt Arsenal?
They definitely have a chance. There's a tingly anticipation here in this stadium. They've already got the scalps of Norwich, Swansea. They've travelled from 19th in October to 10th in the league. If they get into Arsenal early, and I mean by hustling and harassing the back four, not allowing them to play, they mustn't go a goal down early. If they get at them early, then they will get belief, and I think that they will have a chance.
Well, that is a feeling that's generally held here, that Leyton Orient are not without possibilities of actually going through in this tie. But just to add a historical perspective to end our little piece with, you have to go back to 1915 for the last time that Orient, or Clapton Orient as they then were, beat Arsenal, and the goal scorer was one Richard McFadden. 18 months later, tragically, he lost his life at the Battle of the Somme. It is an occasion redolent with history.
Off you go, Robbie Savage, as we make our way down from the trainees' apartment. McManaman behind us. What's the
always.
Arsenal team, Robbie?
Yeah, I think he's given the competition respect that it deserves. The Leyton Orient fans will see the best centre forward in the world, well, in his own mind, in Betna. They got Arshavin, the one who scored the winner against Barcelona. So yeah, it's a really good Arsenal team.
That's the longest walk he's ever made without getting criticism from anyone. What do you make of that Arsenal team?
Oh, well, of course, it's the second team like Manchester United to a certain extent, where yesterday Manchester United's second team were terrible, really, weren't they? I think Sir Alex Ferguson's learns a few truths about some of his players. It's whether the Arsenal second team can step up today and do the business and do it early enough, or will they falter and will they lose today? And they don't want to lose here because it'll be a big embarrassment for them.
Look, you were talking about Crawley before. I'm now wondering whether Crawley doing really well focuses the minds of Arsenal, or does it make the Orient team think, well, we know what's achievable, because they came very close. They had good chances against Manchester United.
Well, I think it's both. I think Leyton Orient see Crawley's performances and see how they've done in the second half. You know, they've had a few chances, they've hit the bar in the last minute, and I think that'll focus the minds of the Leyton Orient players. What it'll do, it'll give Arsenal a warning that if they're not on it, what could happen?
And remember, the Manchester United game was at Old Trafford in front of 74,000 predominantly Manchester United fans. This is a different atmosphere. It's very hostile today. It's a small pitch. You see the fans, they're right at the sides of the pitch already. So it's a completely different type of game for the Arsenal players.
You know, I always think that sometimes when a draw is made, you don't think Orient have got any chance, but the nearer you get to kick-off, you just keep thinking, why not? And you make a case that they can get a result.
Well, I think they can today, and I think the fact that Arsenal have not put their best team out, let's be honest, a lot of them are on the bench just in case, which is great. But if you put the Arsenal team up in front of the Leyton Orient players, they'll think, we fancy it today, look at this, there's no Fabregas, there's no pace that can going to hurt us. Shamak and Bentner, we know what they can do. We know their limitations. I think they've got a great chance today.
I think what Leyton have to do is, I've been in teams when I play against Arsenal before, you have to be physical, not let them settle, not give them a kick. If you let them play in a game of football, they'll beat you, simple as that. But if you hustle, like David Pleat said, you'll have half a chance.
Stand up for the O's. Yeah, well said, sir. OK, a couple of the cup ties being played this afternoon. Let's take a check on what's happening at the City and Manchester Stadium. This is Manchester City against League One Notts County. And I tell you what, Paul Ince's side very nearly took the lead.
And they needed to, really. We've just seen the later score there, but they needed to do that. Very unlucky with a great shot, but
Patrick Vieira puts Manchester City into the lead.
Yeah, he got a little bit of deflection after off Pierce the handball. Just touches his hands here, as you see, deflects it through the goalkeeper's legs. But Patrick does what he does best. He went up the other end and scored again.
2 headers from Patrick Vieira, and I think the last time he actually touched the ball for Arsenal, didn't he score the winner in the cup final in the penalty shootout?
I think it was his last kick.
Yeah, last kick for Arsenal as well.
United,
so 2 headers there from Vieira.
So now it looks like Manchester City are going to be playing Aston in the next round. And also Bolton are 1 away at Fulham. That would be a terrific result. Klasnic's the scorer there. Both those teams, could have a cup run this year, Bolton and Fulham. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, very much so. And Klasnic scored during the week, didn't he? So he's on a rich vein of form. Scored again today. Fulham is a hard place to go. Bolton are 8th in the league, so it's great for them to go on a little bit of a cup run. I think if the fans of Fulham, if they do get knocked out today, they can say, let's concentrate on staying in the Premier League. So there's different edges, but everybody wants a cup run. Everybody wants to play at Wembley, whether it be in the semi-final or the final of the FA Cup.
OK, next up here at Orient's Matthew Stadium as we build towards the kick-off of this afternoon's FA Cup tie between Orient and League One and Premier League Arsenal. Plenty to come. The latest from Orient chairman Barry Hearn on the fight to stop West Ham from moving onto Orient's patch and into the Olympic Stadium. And also on the way we hear from Arsenal's young goalkeeper. On the bench today, 20-year-old Wojciech Szczesny talks to us.
You shouldn't be affected by the quality of the opposition or by the pressure of the game. It makes no difference. You have to be focused and be at your best in every single game.
Dublin's amazing new stadium will host this year's UEFA Europa League final. 32 teams still have a shot, but only 16 can go through. After the first leg 0-0 draw against Eris, Man City know that a victory will see them through. For Rangers, history's on their side. They travel to Sporting Lisbon, a team that have never put them out of Europe. It's knockout time in the UEFA Europa League, and we've got a great lineup next week, live only on ESPN.
At Vision Express, we'll see that you always have a spare pair, with 2 for 1 on designer glasses. Vision Express, we'll see you right.
Blue leader, you are clear to take off.
British Gas has teamed up with Nectar, so we're now offering Nectar points to all our customers, just for being with us. It's our way of saying a little thank you. To register, visit britishgas.co.uk/nectar. Look after your world with British Gas.
Here's an idea. Capture your greatest moments in great quality. The HTC Desire HD with HD video capture.
When you're a Halifax current account customer, good things happen. You get Halifax rewards, a range of better deals on your mortgage, your savings and more that aren't available to anyone else.
Halifax Rewards. Better deals for our current account customers.
Not your most impressive landing, Captain.
Let's check out the insurance, Skip.
Go Compare! Go Compare! Use your head to save your bread at Go Compare!
It makes sense.
Saving expense, Go Compare!
It's where you go.
Insure your motor, and you'll thank your stars that you went to Go Compare!
So there is intelligent life in the universe.
This is Alpecin Caffeine Shampoo for Men. Take a good look because it's moving fast. In fact, it sold over 2 million bottles in Germany last year alone. To find out why, get down to Boots, leading supermarkets or pharmacies. Alpecin Caffeine Shampoo. German engineering for your hair.
Hey guys, seen these? They're from Holland & Barrett's Sports Zone range. They've got loads of well-known brands. Oh, good stuff. Here you go. Hey, cool. And their entire precision engineered range is half price.
And your buys comes free.
Holland & Barrett, you won't get that anywhere else.
Right now at Chevrolet, we're making a promise. The Chevrolet 5-year promise. 5 years free servicing and roadside assistance. 5 years free annual vehicle checks and MOT test warranty. And 5 years free warranty across the Chevrolet range. The Chevrolet 5-year promise. Find out more at 5yearpromise.co.uk.
Lined up for tonight here on ESPN at 7:45. It's live Serie A action. Third place Napoli, 3 points behind league leaders AC Milan against Catania. And late tonight in the early hours of tomorrow morning, it's the NBA All-Star game featuring Miami Heat's LeBron James and the LA Lakers' Kobe Bryant and a galaxy of stars. Tip off at 1:30 in the morning. Developments in the city of Manchester Stadium. Manchester City on their way to the next round. Tevez racing the length of the pitch to make it 3-0. Vieira got the first 2 goals. Manchester City 3, Notts County 0. City will now play Aston Villa. Draw for the quarter-finals coming up just after 4 o'clock. Not far to travel for Arsenal today for a 5th round FA Cup tie. Their Emirates Stadium is 5.5 miles away from Orient's Matchroom Stadium. Gunners fighting for trophies on 4 fronts, but they haven't won a trophy for 6 years, and one of those cups might have to come to their rescue. Let's hear from 20-year-old Wojciech Szczesny, the Arsenal goalkeeper.
Well, they more direct than Barcelona are, that's for sure. We'll probably be in control of the game. We'll control the ball. We'll keep possession, and they will just try to put as many balls as possible in the box and leave off our mistakes. And we just need to make sure that we don't make a lot.
Earlier on in the season, you got frustrated with the lack of first-team opportunities. You spoke to a Polish newspaper about it. Do you think you've learned a lot from that incident?
I look at it now as a mistake, because I shouldn't have said some of the things that I did say. But I was just being frustrated and honest, really.
Did the boss have a few words afterwards?
Yes, we did have a conversation, but I didn't get in trouble. It's just I'm a young man. I make mistakes. I say some stupid things sometimes, and I won't do it again.
A lot of critics over the last couple of years have pointed at the goalkeeper position at Arsenal as a weak link of sorts, comparatively speaking. You've had 6 clean sheets in 12 games. Are you the answer?
I believe I'm ready to be the answer. Whether I am or not, it's for other people to judge. I just want to do my best and give people the reason to think that I could be an answer.
Your father was a great keeper. Was it inevitable that you were always going to be between the sticks?
Not really. I started playing football as a striker, but I was rubbish, really, and quite quickly made my own decision to give it a go in goal. You
referred to your dad as a bit of a nutter, in affectionate terms, I'm guessing. Do you think all goalkeepers are just naturally a little bit left field?
If you think of all the best goalkeepers in the football history, they've always been at least crazy. So there's something about it, yes.
So how do you unwind, other than ballroom dancing, which I understand is a passion of yours?
No, it's not a passion of mine. It's oh, you had to ask that question, didn't you? It's not a passion of mine. It was something that I did when I was very young. It was more of my parents' decision. I enjoyed it at the time. I didn't realise it was embarrassing. I do realise now, I don't like to talk about it too much.
Because there's been a bit of a gap since Arsenal have won anything, are you guys feeling that extra pressure to land anything this year?
I wouldn't say that we feel extra pressure. I think hunger is a better word. Determination to win it. There's no pressure. It doesn't make us, nervous. We're just really determined to win it, and I'm sure that determination will help us to win at least a couple.
Bit of a compliment that he's on the bench today. Would you agree? Does that suggest he's the number one now?
Well, I think so. I think at the start of the season, we were all talking about Mark Schwarzer. Why didn't Arsene Wenger go out and spend the money? A load of Arsenal fans who I knew were talking about, we need a goalkeeper. This was the third choice. Szczesny was the third choice beginning of the season. But he's seen off Almunia, he's seen off Fabianski, and he's the man in the hot seat, isn't he?
He was on loan at Brentford last season. It just shows maybe we should trust in Arsene Wenger, knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, Szczesny's come in and he's done exceptionally well, but I still feel, Arsenal's such a stable club, a fantastic football club. Why on earth they've not gone out and bought a goalkeeper of high quality and a centre-half is beyond me. It amazes me.
What do you feel about Arsenal defensively? Because obviously they've got a young goalkeeper there, and he has done very well, and it's right that we compliment him, but there's a long time to go before he sort of does really well week in, week out. What do you feel about Arsenal defensively of late?
Well, I thought midweek, Koscielny was absolutely fantastic. I thought that was the best performance. I thought he was the best player on the pitch, Koscielny, with Wiltshire. I think the back four, there was problems in the first half, but I think, give him time, not sure about Squillaci. The young boy, Miguel's come in today. He'll have a real test today against Ravel and McLeish. He's 18-year-old coming from Spain, so I think they need a bit of work, the Arsenal back four, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it is a real test, of course.
It's a huge test today, isn't he? We know that. Squillaci came in from Spain. He won't be used to a competition like this, the FA Cup, especially against a team like Leyton Orient. It'll be physical for him. Ignacio Miguel, we'll wait and see how he progresses. Arsene Wenger's thrown him in at the deep end. Hopefully he'll come through it. We know Kieran Gibbs has got quality, we know Bakary Sagna have. So I don't think that's a huge problem for them this afternoon. It'll be a test, but of course it'll be a learning curve, certainly for the young lads.
Two more goals from Manchester City in the last few minutes. They're just doing the job and finishing it off comfortably.
Stubbsy, this is what it's all about. You do the hard part, you get a home tie against Notts County, a replay, you go and hammer them 5-0. No injuries, job done, let's move on to the next phase. And that's what the crowds want to see, and that's what Birmingham did yesterday, that's what Stoke did very, very comfortably, and that's what Arsenal will be hoping to do this afternoon. But, it's away from home, it's a different task today.
Dzeko and Richards and Manchester City doing the job comfortably.
Well, what the FA Cup does, it gives people out in the team in these early stages, or the fifth round even, gives people a bit of confidence. Dzeko, 2 goals in the FA Cup against Notts County, that gives him a lift, and it gives Man City a lift.
On the way, well, the draw for the quarter-finals is going to be made in round about 10 minutes' time, and also as we build to kick off here at Orient's Matchroom Stadium. Orient chairman Barry Hearn will talk to us about the central issue facing his club, the impact of West Ham moving to the Olympic Park, the boundary of which is 750 metres away.
What better way to end the month of love for Browns men than to get revenge on the Jambos?
Majestic from Aberdeen.
With 2 wins from 2 against the Dons already this season, another could send Hearts racing towards Europe. Aberdeen Hearts next Saturday, 11:30, live on ESPN.
Carling, sponsor of the Clydesdale Bank Premier League on ESPN.
The new Vauxhall Corsa. Put the fun back into driving. Vauxhall, proud sponsor of Home Nations football.
See? Red Bull gives you wings.
6 nations, 5 matches for mates. Get together for a Guinness. Bring it to life.
Is it for your wedding?
Oh, no, not at all. Do you have anything a little darker?
I don't know. I don't work here.
Sometimes to get what you want, you've got to be direct. Register for free at datingdirect.com.
Jupe Splash. Some like it fresh. The new fragrance for men.
We all know that after-party feeling. Full of those memories of the night before. Get the morning back on track. With the great taste of Nescafe Original 3-in-1. Nescafe Original 3-in-1. White coffee with sugar in one.
1 to 1. I.
To you.
He.
To she.
Us.
To them.
Phone to me. Finger to screen. First to score. 8 to 1. Eyes to telly. PaddyPower.com. On iPhone, iPad and Android. Phone to you.
Hello.
That is unbelievable. Bye, Jen. Suze, Terry the Spider, page 7.
Vital news to share with the whole hive.
Free calls to everyone on Vodafone.
Oh, women, eh?
Oh, that's got a sting.
Oh, unbelievable.
Vital news.
Free calls to everyone on Vodafone.
Get 1,000 free UK minutes to everyone on Vodafone when you top up £10 on Pay As You Go. Text TALK to 83669. Vodafone. Power to you.
Welcome back to Brisbane Road in East London for a London derby in the 5th round of the AM-sponsored FA Cup. It's League One Leyton Orient against Premier League Arsenal. Last time the two teams met in the Cup was in the last 4, just on 33 years ago, a semi-final back in 1978.
Welcome to this FA Cup semi-final edition of the big match as we bring you the action that counted in the tie between Arsenal and Orient at Stamford Bridge.
We've got a delay to the start of the Cup semi-final because this fella is going to... No, he decided against it. Nicely played inside for Hudson. A touch for Stable and back towards MacDonald. Oh, and it's an own goal off Ruffy. Roda getting it away. Here's MacDonald with a cross. Oh, and it's another own goal. Poor Glenn Roda. Ricks wriggling all the way through. He's gone all the way. And that's number 3 for Graham Ricks. Arsenal know they're now at Wembley for sure.
Some great players on show, some classic action. Arsenal 3-0 winners. Right now, let's hear from a player who played for both clubs in his distinguished career. Terry Mancini's with Daryl.
Ray, thank you very much. And Terry sadly didn't see that game in 1978, the old FA Cup semi-final we've just seen the pictures from. Tell me why.
I was working abroad in those days. Now, I was playing for LA Aztecs in America with George Best and Charlie Cook, so it was my last season as a pro, so I was away.
Some way to go out, George Best and the likes?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he was a lovely guy. All of that. Charlie was a super guy. Brilliant footballers, brilliant and wonderful to play with for a season.
I know you were a real legend here. I've just heard some of the fans talking about you behind us. Do you get to come back a lot?
Unfortunately not. I travel quite a bit, so it's a little difficult. Plus I live the other side of London. But
is that the job you travel with?
Yeah, we got a company. I formed a company, Mancini Events. We do. We're an event management company. I take people all over the world.
I know you won the old 3rd Division title. That was one of the highs back with the O's in the day. What about a cup run? Did you ever have anything like this?
No. This is wonderful. I'm delighted for them. I mean, furthest I think we drew Nottingham Forest in the old Brian Clough era, and we got a creditable draw up in Nottingham, and they came back here and they beat us, unfortunately.
Where do the allegiances lie today then? Is it the O's or is it Arsenal?
I'm sitting on a very thorny fence.
What do you expect from today though?
I'm delighted for the O's, for the supporters. It's, they're on a good run, so you mustn't take them lightly, and if Arsenal don't come out with the right attitude, it could be difficult for them. But I do expect the tie to be decided and Arsenal win it, but I'm hoping for everyone that it's a draw, and I'm going watching another game at the Emirates, and the O's will get a lot of money.
I think the chairman would be happy too. Listen, great to speak to you, Terry. All the best.
Thank you.
Time to turn our attention to the central issue facing the future of Leyton Orient. That's the relocation of West Ham into the Olympic Stadium that's very close to here. Now, this is an issue which has really fired up O's chairman Barry Hearn, who gave Daryl Curry a tour of his sporting HQ.
This was my home for 25 years. It's Maskell's, it's 300 years old. These are all my memory lane pictures, if you like. As we go down the corridor, you remember Eubank, of course, 19 world title defences, big head-to-head in the darts between Raymond van Barneveld and Phil Taylor. I mean, this is all about great memories, this place. I remember Leyton Orient reaching the playoffs every day.
I was going to ask, where's the football pictures?
Well, that was a special day, and another special day coming up Sunday, Yeah. It's tougher in football than anything else I've ever done.
Is that right?
No question, because
why is that?
It's a balancing act between living in the real world and maintaining ambition. And it's a tough one sometimes.
Do you get fans always want more?
Oh yes, but you mustn't let the fans run the club. That's a disaster, because they are not applying normal business. If I go under a bus, I want sustainable businesses that go on beyond me, because otherwise I've been wasting my time all these years. Now in Orient, we're having some success that we've not tasted for a number of years. And that comes down to prudent management and also skillful management in terms of the manager, Russell Slade, and the team he builds together. There are only 2 ways you can break even. One is to sell your best players, and 2 is to have an FA Cup run. When it does come along, my word, you've got to treasure it, because it gives you a year that you're never going to forget. The year we're having this year, whatever happens on Sunday, whatever happens in the future league matches, we're having a season to remember. And it's those memories that keep small clubs alive. Poker, my first poker tournament.
I hate to tell you this, but I've just noticed the 99th position, there's a Barry Hearn there.
Absolutely. Area down here is the TV department. Poker right through to fishing and throwing a bit of 10-pin bowling, a load of snooker, obviously a huge amount of darts.
How do you get the time?
No, it's a pleasure.
A year ago you said you were still considering selling the club, and you wanted the right backer. Is that still the case, or when you have an FA Cup run and you see a bit of success, does it make you want to hold on to it again?
I would love to be sitting in the stands as a normal fan. If someone came along for Orient that I thought would do a better job than I can do, I would pass over the reins immediately. There's not a problem with that.
Yeah, you would.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending which way you look at it, there isn't another mug out there. So I'm afraid Leyton Orient are landed with me. This is the whole family breakfast room, which now doubles up as staff canteen. On a clear day, you can see St Paul's Cathedral from here.
Is that right?
It's an amazing view.
I guess it's a good time to be sitting here and talking to you after the Olympic Stadium decision finally made to West Ham. I mean, are you still furious about this?
I think there's a long way to go on this story. The Olympic decision has been made subject to government clearance, and there is a thing called judicial review, and I'm not sure that they've taken into account Leyton Orient in this whole scenario. We're also going to be looking at the Premier League rules, which quite clearly state that they won't sanction a move if it is prejudicial to resident clubs. The difference is a club with an average gate of 31,000 is moving into a 60,000 seater. They're going to do heavily discounted season tickets. Think what that'll do to us and our support within our own area, especially so when we're offering Division 1 football and they in theory are offering Premiership football. It's like Tesco's moving next door to a little corner shop and offering a range of discounts across all the products that the corner shop gives. The corner shop goes out of business. And we will go out of business if we don't stand up and fight for ourselves. The rule here is, we're a sports company. You can stop work at any time if you want to work out.
Other than that, we don't stop. We don't stop for lunch. We don't stop for tea.
What chance of a quarter-final?
No chance at all, but then again, no chance against Swansea, no chance against Norwich. This team continually to amaze me. What I did say to the team at the beginning of the season is, if you get in the playoffs, I'll take you to Vegas for a party. And that's now changed a little bit now. Because now we've added, if you beat Arsenal, I'll take you to Vegas. And actually, last week I said, tell you what, if you get the draw against Arsenal, I'll take you to Vegas as well. So my team's looking forward to going to Vegas.
Steve McManaman and Robbie Savage, pitch side of the Matchroom Stadium. That's a trip to Vegas for the Orient players, if they can do it.
Be quiet affair, wouldn't it? That's the only thing. He could have went somewhere a bit more lively.
What are your thoughts about this whole relocation issue of a West Ham moving into the Olympic Stadium and the impact that might have on Leyton Orient?
Well, we shouldn't forget about Leyton Orient. The smaller clubs, you've got to make sure the future of clubs like Leyton Orient is safeguarded. I think West Ham moving there. The biggest thing I've got against the Olympic Stadium is a Premier League team or whoever with a running track around it, no atmosphere whatsoever.
And also, of course, there's two sides to every story, and if Karen Brady was interviewed, she'd tell you a different story. But if it is what Barry Hearn says, 60,000 heavily discounted prices, it could put someone like Leyton Orient out of business. So it's very important that we look after the lower league clubs, whether it's the FA seeding teams and all this nonsense. It's important that we give the younger, the lower league teams their day out and their chance to earn revenue and stay and sustain their businesses.
As far as Orient are concerned, they have to make sure that they're around in the future, and surely there's a compromise, and surely there's something that can happen that it can suit both clubs eventually. Because on the other hand, I think we'd all agree it doesn't make sense for the Olympic Stadium to eventually hardly be used.
Well, yeah, of course. I think this story will run and run and run, to be honest. Tottenham want to safeguard that track stays to make sure that later down the line they don't remove the track. Of course, it's on Leyton Orient's doorstep. It has to be a huge problem for the fans here. And I hope it sustains itself and it's nice and fine, and 10 years from now we're sitting and it's been a huge success. That's the most important. But the most important thing for this club is that it's fine, it sustains itself, it's profitable. Certainly for Barry Hearn it's profitable, and it's still here in the near future.
West Ham will make a great case to go to the Olympic Stadium.
Yeah, of course, and they have them, but I just disagree. I've played in stadiums where they've been running track on international duty for Wales. I'm sure Macca is playing in Spain, and it's the worst thing in the world, I swear. It's dreadful. There's no atmosphere. The ball goes out of play, goes over the running track. It's ridiculous.
I think for economic reasons it's fine, but personally the football players will not will not enjoy playing there.
I hated it, Macca.
Running track, make your mind up. That's for other people to decide. If West Ham want to go, then have a running track, whatever they want to do. But it's important that Leyton Orient's interests are taken into consideration.
Very much so.
Correct,
we don't want the Premier League big teams to just trample all over everybody else like what has been done in the past. The gap now between the Premier League and the rest is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're talking about Champions League, we're talking about this, we're talking about that. Let's remember all the other teams, all the other professional teams going down to the conference teams.
Atmosphere is building here at the Matchroom Stadium. Here's the draw for the quarter-finals that has been made just a few moments ago. Let's see where it's going to go. The winners of Leyton Orient and Arsenal go to Manchester United.
That's an easy one.
Stoke City against West Ham or Burnley. Manchester City or Aston Villa at home to Everton or Reading. Birmingham against Fulham and Bolton. And Manchester United at home to Orient or Arsenal.
See, I did a thing on 606 last night about seedings in the quarter-final FA Cup.
Stop promoting your other job.
I'm just saying, absolutely ridiculous idea. If there were seedings, Man United wouldn't be playing Arsenal in the quarter-final. That would be the final. So I think, like the stadium, like the Leyton Orient smaller clubs, you have to protect the smaller clubs. Seedings, absolutely ridiculous.
What do you think of that proposal for seedings? It's only a discussion document at the moment.
I agree. I mean, I can see the FA's point. They want to revamp it. Attendances are down. You know, Manchester City, there was loads of empty seats. Birmingham, Wigan during the week. It looks terrible, doesn't it? But unfortunately, that's just the way of the world. As I said before, it's not up to the lower league teams. They go on runs and runs, and it's great. And that's what the FA Cup's all about, the romantic side. cup runs and getting finances for themselves.
Talk about incentive for Orient, but now if it's Manchester United against Arsenal, if we don't know, Chelsea have gone out, there's another big one going out. It's opening up for someone to have real glory this season.
You can see a Millwall, a Portsmouth, a Cardiff, some of it, they're not in it, but somebody of that ilk get into the you know what I mean? Somebody of that ilk get into the final. What a chance for somebody.
Unfortunately, I think, as you saw by the teams, I think in the end it's going to be a Premier League affair. That's why I don't think we need seeded competitions. It's going to, all the big boys are still in. I just wonder whether, if Arsenal go through, whether Man United will play the same team yesterday, or Arsenal will play the same team, or they'll have the real big boys out.
Well, that's up to them. You make your mind up. You play a team to get through to the next round. If you get through, well, job done. But if you don't, you could really have messed up.
Well, I think that's what with the rule in the Premier League, the 25-man squad, and Blackburn got fined for playing a weakened team. You can do it in the FA Cup because it's you know, it doesn't benefit you by playing a weakened team. Because let me get me words at you. But if you play a weakened team in the FA Cup, you'll go out if you lose. Obviously, I've gone.
Yes.
You've gone.
What's the other one?
Yes. Robbie, I have to say, I have little idea what you're talking about.
I have no idea.
Little idea.
It's best if we don't hear them. It's great.
I think we should return to more serious issues. And that is very serious. It's the future of Leyton Orient if West Ham go to the Olympic Stadium. And let's hear now from Mo's chairman, Barry Hearn, with Darryl.
Ray, thank you very much, and we will get to the serious stuff in just a second, but Wembley in sight now, Arsenal, Manchester United.
I think the man upstairs got a fantastic sense of humour, you know. He loves to dangle a carrot. But we don't need one because we've got the mighty Arsenal. We're having our day here. We hope it goes longer, of course, but we're realistic. We know what we're up against. But the atmosphere, the crowd, the community, the real beneficiaries of the FA Cup, ESPN, live to the nation, it doesn't get any bigger.
You're some promoter, but can I just talk to you about the stadium, because I know we spoke just a few days ago, but things have changed since then. I know you wanted to speak to Richard Scudamore, the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson. What's happened?
Well, we've had meetings with Scudamore. We've agreed to disagree. We're going away to consider our position. We've had a meeting with the lawyers. I'm really hoping the government gets sensible, and Boris Johnson in particular gets sensible. Let's just take a step back, because otherwise it's straight into judicial review and the whole thing could be delayed for years. I'd like to be conciliatory. I want to sit down with everyone and say, have you thought about us? And I'm sure we can work out something going forward.
You think something will be done?
I hope so, if everyone gets common sense. If not, you know, we've made so much money out of the FA Cup, we can afford the legal fees.
800,000?
It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't get better than this.
And I take it you're going to stick to that Vegas promise if they pull something off today?
I'm seriously thinking of going tonight.
I want to ask as well, 1-0, if your team are 1-0 up with a couple of minutes to go and you've got that money-spinning thought to replay at the Emirates, do you want them to concede? Be honest.
Trust me. I like winning. I like winning more than anything. I like winning so much I can taste the taste in my back of my mouth. We want everything, but we're realistic. We know the trouble we've got up against here. You know, but now someone has said to us, the winner of this gets Manchester United away.
That's good enough.
I think I've died and gone to heaven.
You're some character, Barry. Thanks for your time this week.
Have a great game. I hope you enjoy it.
Thanks
a lot.
I think it's fair to say that Barry Hearn is excited about the draw.
Well, we spoke about Crawley and how much the gate receipts, how much they received. If they beat Arsenal today, they go to Old Trafford again. I mean, it's every lower league team's dream, isn't it, to go to Old Trafford, to experience the atmosphere, play in front of 74,000 like Crawley did yesterday. This is what it's all about.
When you're on the pitch in this situation now and you're building towards the kickoff, how do you stop that little seed of doubt coming into your head? Do you think today we might get thumped here?
Well, you're playing football in front of 9,000 fans, and this is it. So any doubt in your mind, look at these fans, paid the good money to be here today. Just go out and give it your best shot.
Stubbsy, the pressure is all on Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's the lesser team that we've said. No disrespect to them, a lot of them are internationals, but it's not their strongest team. The pressure is on them. It's the seed of doubt in their minds, thinking, wow, we need to win today. But this pitch is not very good, and this crowd is crackers. So it's the seed of doubt in their minds, and that's all going for Leyton Orient.
It's always an opportunity for players to make a name for themselves too, and I think you can say that about Alex Revel today on the big stage. Of course he's a good player, but you can now really show what you can do.
Yeah, and he scored 14 goals this year, and he needs one to reach a landmark 50 goals, playing very well, isn't he? And he's got the cameras here and a big audience watching him. So if he goes out and performs well today, again, no disrespect to Leyton Orient, he could move on to bigger and better things.
You know, Barry Hearn talks a lot about spirit, and how important it is for spirit within the club and the team and everyone, whatever role you play in the club. And you can feel it around this place today. You have to say, I know it's easy to get carried away, but you can feel a buzz here today.
Well, I was fortunate enough to play with a couple of boys in Dean Cox and Andrew Wing when I was at Brighton for a month on loan. And them two are big characters. I know Cox is only about 4'8", but he's a huge character. And the spirit them guys is fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to it. Look at him there.
He's a big little character.
Yeah, he's going to sink in the mud soon. You can't see him in a minute. But he's got, you play him on the left, he'll cut inside, he's got a great delivery. And Alex Morell's got his goals from most of his crosses.
What's his temperament like, Robbie?
Brilliant. He was a great guy. When I was at Brighton, he was in at the team. You know, he got on with it. He didn't sulk. And he's getting his rewards now. He's a permanent fixture in this Leyton Orient team, and he's a great character. Just tiny.
When you warm up, do you sort of start to see your teammates around you start to grow?
Of course you do. You don't get many days like this, right? Playing Arsenal on the television and knowing that you've got Manchester United if you come and win today. These are once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. The crowd, as I said before, is probably as buoyant as it's been all season. Certainly more buoyant than league games. This is the big time. You're playing against full-time internationals, and you can only just look forward to the game and get so excited.
See, my experience in the FA Cup when I was at Crewe, Mac has never been in a situation of probably being the underdog. I've always been the underdog in my career, and I've been looking at Steve McManaman warming up on the other side. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, Mac has never been in the position of a Leyton Orient. You know, that's no disrespect to Mac, because that's why he was at the top of most of his career. But for the likes of me, we've played against the Arsenals as underdogs. You just want to give your best shot.
Yeah. You know, we talk about the FA Cup being important culturally in the fabric of football, and now you have an 18-year-old Arsenal defender making his debut, and as you said before, this crowd are going to go crackers. They're really going to rev it up. I'm sure he's played in big atmospheres before, but you know, it's a test for an 18-year-old.
Yeah, it is. He's with Scalacci, who'll help him. I don't know what his English is like. Hopefully he speaks English, but he's got Scalacci to help him just in case of that. And it's a test. We've sat here and said, hey, Arsene Wenger needs another centre-half. Arsene Wenger needs a goalkeeper. He's certainly unearthed the goalkeeper. Is this the centre-half that we've never seen? Huge opportunity for him this afternoon. It's a big test for him, and he'll get a huge amount of experience. It's whether he stands up and plays well, or whether he sinks and he falls away. So
he sinks. He sinks. Where's he going to sink?
So it's a huge test for him this afternoon.
What do you think of Nicholas Bentner, by the way? If you're going to judge him at the highest level, because he's Premier League top player, he always says that I'm the top man, I can do it.
I think Nicholas Bentner is a modern day footballer who gets everything done for him. You know, he thinks he's better than what he is. You know, to come out with that comment about he hasn't been schemed for a while and all that, absolute nonsense. He's the best player in his own house.
Yeah. Well, now what's the difference between saying that, and just having great confidence in your own ability?
You've got to go and prove it week in, week out, like Fabregas. You know, like Rooney, like Berbatov, you know, come out with them statements when you've been there and done it, not for 1 or 2 seasons, for 5, 6, 7 seasons.
I agree. If you're Lionel Messi, you can say whatever you want. If you're Cristiano Ronaldo, come out and think you're the greatest player on the earth. But you have to do it week in, week out, year in, year out. And unfortunately, he's too inconsistent. He's had his good times, don't get me wrong. He scored hugely important goals for them. But for me, he doesn't do it enough. And the fact that he's still not a regular in the Arsenal side after many years shows us the comfort zone actually at the moment.
And this Orient crowd will be in his ear this afternoon. OK, let's hear from both managers, Arsenal's Arsene Wenger and Orient's Russell Slade.
Russell, I can only imagine you watched Arsenal playing Barcelona during the week and thought, we can beat them?
Not really, no. I went with a piece of paper and a pen and put those away after about 11 minutes, to be honest. Fantastic game. I was glad I was there for that reason, but not so pleased that I was playing one of the opposition in a few days' time.
From Barcelona at the Emirates to the Orient at Brisbane Road, it's been some week for you so far, hasn't it?
Yes, it's a change, but what is good in football is that the focus and the commitment has to be exactly the same. Because you know the FA Cup, I know the FA Cup, and without that you don't get through.
We've had a terrific run. We've lost one, I think, in 20 altogether. But Arsenal on a fantastic run as well. Respect the opposition that we're playing today. There'll be 11 internationals out there, but a fantastic occasion for my players to be pitched against them.
But of course today is a tricky tie. We know they are a good side, and you look at the games who were played in front of us. It's very difficult.
Yeah, when scouting Leyton Orient, what did you find out? Where do their dangers lie?
Well, they are good. They create chances. They are good going forward. They are a team who plays at a good pace, technically good. Their strikers very lively, and they have a good midfield.
What's the mindset in the dressing room right now? How are they feeling?
Yeah, feeling good. I mean, they're feeling good. They're looking forward to it, but that could all disappear out the window unless we get off to a good start. And what I mean by a good start is not losing the game in the first 20 minutes. I feel that, you know, the Sheffield and Brighton yesterday, very much after the first 25 minutes, half an hour, the tie was over, and we don't want to be in that situation. We want to fight every way, just like Crawley did yesterday against Manchester United.
You've made some changes today. What can you tell us about a young centre-half, a surprise inclusion, Ignace Miguel?
Iggy is a young boy, Spanish, left-footed, quite tall, but reads well the game. And it's his first game, so hopefully he will not be too nervous.
He's given a debut to Miguel at centre-half, so we don't know as much about him as what we do some of the others, but I'm sure, you know, his pedigree speaks for itself, so I'm sure he'll be a very good player.
Russell, very best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Winners go to Old Trafford to play Manchester United. OK, seen the team, sampling the atmosphere here. Orient supporters are going crazy. What are the factors that are going to settle this either way?
For me, it's all about Arsenal today. If they come out, perform like they should do, they should win the game quite comfortably, judging on league positions. They go away in the Premier League every week and generally win. They should come here, and if they're on form, very professional, and go about the business, I expect them to win comfortably. But what if the FA Cup?
So what affects that? Then what gives Orient the opportunity to sort of counter all that?
In the first minute, I've been lesser teams against Arsenal. In the first minute, you've got to get about him, you've got to pressurise him, you've got to get stuck into him basically, make it an old school Sunday morning match on a park, get amongst them.
Yeah.
And if you do that, you'll have half a chance.
You know, Orient have only lost 1 in 20, and whatever the stature of the players against them, I think that's our balcony where we were at the start of the programme. Someone's moved in. Whatever the stature of the players ahead of you, when they walk out in a minute now, you start thinking, why not, surely?
Stubbsy, there's one ball, there's a pitch and there's one ball. You know, just go on, if you're Orient, go out there, give everything you've got, come off the pitch, look yourself in the mirror and think, have I done my best today?
I think these occasions, they're very infectious, aren't they?
Of course they are, they're fantastic. That's why we love the FA Cup so much. That's when we were kids, and there's loads here today and there's loads around us. They'll remember these days, and they look forward to the final, and they look forward to the lead up, and that's what we love.
You didn't know I was a dancer and all, did you?
Let's just get the geography right here, because there are apartments on all 4 corners by the corner flags of Orient's Matchridge Stadium, and people are out on the balcony enjoying the occasion, joining in the atmosphere. And what's at stake? Well, a place in the quarter-finals and a trip to Old Trafford. Great atmosphere at the Matchridge Stadium. Orient ready to meet the challenger facing Arsenal. Barcelona in midweek for the Gunners. Today they're playing the O's. And I tell you what, the record books wouldn't show that Arsenal rested players. They will just show the result that the winners move through to an FA Cup quarter-final. Good afternoon, whoever you are, giving us a wave there. Time to hand over to today's ESPN commentary team. It's David Pleat and John Champion.
And we are in the loftiest position of all inside Brisbane Road. It is the first time, certainly in my career, that we broadcast to you from an NHS hospital. But this Barry Hearn-inspired main West Stand at the Matchroom Stadium also houses a National Health Service polyclinic and a doctor's surgery. It also produces much-needed revenue for a club that usually is fairly cash-strapped. Having said all of that, this cup run this season has earned Leyton Orient round about £800,000 so far, and all achieved with a team assembled without the payment of a single transfer fee. Whilst one veteran, Matthew Spring, is unfortunate to miss out with a calf problem, another 37-year-old Scott McLeish is the top scorer in the FA Cup this season. Ben Chorley and Jason Crowe both began their careers at Arsenal. The O's also have an outstanding young keeper in Jamie Jones.
Orient will particularly hope that Charlie Daniels from left back can get into good forward positions to cross, a very accurate crosser, and also Dean Cox, the superb, maybe small, big-hearted, but he can cross too, and then Revel and McLeish will have to fight for those balls in the box.
As for Arsenal, they make 10 changes. Only Alex Song retains his place from the starting 11 against Barcelona. with Giroud injured, Vermaelen too, and Koscielny fatigued. There's a debut for 18-year-old Spanish defender Ignasi Miguel. Almunia gets a rare chance in goal. So too, out-of-form striker Marouane Chamakh.
Obviously, they've sacrificed a little bit of their creativity. Without Fabregas, they will be looking for Arshavin to get round the back from the outside left position. And obviously, they will also be strong in the midfield, where Song and Danielson will be a strong barrier in front of Schillaci and newcomer Mikel.
29 years since Leyton Orient were last in the 5th round of the FA Cup. 33 years since the last of their 3 quarter-finals. And the balloons ready to be scattered to the East London skies once the players appear. Leyton Orient lacking nothing in terms of inspiration, backed by a sellout crowd and pumped up by an owner who knows the ropes when it comes to selling an occasion.
So this is it, Sunday, round 5. You've never seen anything like this. Now Arsenal are without doubt one of the best teams in the world. But let me tell you, Leyton Orient are without doubt the best team in Leyton. This is the FA Cup.
Relish in every minute.
This is real football for real people.
Got it, boys!
And it's going to be one hell of a match.
Sweet!
Barry Hearn has always enjoyed putting on a show. And here, on his own East End manor, at the Matchroom Stadium, better known as Brisbane Road, it is showtime. Players who are equals for a day, but some dressed in red have the chance to become heroes for a lifetime. Orient's chairman says he's getting giddy with the excitement created by the FA Cup. And let me tell you, round here, he's not the only one.
I was born a handsome man, now I'm half a goat.
Here we are, in O2's mind, with Jess. Hello. Jess has been a Pay and Go customer for 6 months, so she gets 10% back on all of her top-ups. Yep, all right, thank you. But then O2 thought, shouldn't she be able to choose what she spends that on? So instead of just minutes and phones, let's give her high street vouchers to spend on what she wants. Just thinking of you.
O2, we're better connected.
Last year, we raised enough rubles to buy brand new computer. Bogdan did a sponsored silence, and we shaved Peter. But we can't use it when CompareTheMeerkat.com is overloaded with people looking for cheap car insurance.
For poor pups of Mirkovo, please visit CompareTheMarket.com.
At Wix, we help you take pride in your work by offering you smart value on quality products. We've taken up to 33% off Wix flooring, up to 33% off Wix vinyl 2.5 litre colour emulsion, and up to 33% off Wix tiles. All on offer until Sunday, the 27th of February. That's what we mean by smart value. It's got our name on it. Wix.
When it's planes in the sky for a chain of supply, that's logistics. When the parts for the line come precisely on time, that's logistics. A continuous link that is always in sync, that's logistics. There will be no more stress 'cause you've called UPS, that's logistics.
When it comes to the Champions League. 5 into 4 just doesn't fit. Will City make the cut, or will they get squeezed out? It might be tight to the top, but you should check out the bottom. No one deserves to go down, but if Wigan don't sort it out, it could be lights out. The stakes are high, but that's why we love the Barclays Premier League. Man City Wigan live, Saturday the 5th of March on ESPN.
The Barclays Premier League on ESPN in association with Bet365.
The biggest day at Brisbane Road for many a long year. Leyton Orient hoping to do what Barcelona couldn't and beat Arsenal. Leading the Orient line, an Arsenal fan, 37-year-old Scott McLeish has played more than 700 games. He's the top scorer in the Cup this season, but never before has he savoured an occasion quite like this. And he's being marked by someone less than half his age, Ignasi Miguel, born in Barcelona, his professional debut coming in rather more prosaic surroundings. Russell Slade involved in the 5th round of the FA Cup as manager of a club that he joined less than a year ago. He has a quarter-final on his CV, albeit as a caretaker. And Barry Hearn, the chairman and owner, who's kept this club on its feet for the last 16 years, has promised the players a trip to Vegas if they win today. Togetherness has been a feature for Leyton Orient during a run of 1 defeat in 20 games. They come from next to bottom of League One to 11th place and in contention for a playoff berth. And it is one of the joys of the FA Cup that it links the elite with the obscure. Arsenal, fresh from Barcelona, pitched against Leyton Orient, conquerors of Droylsden. Kevin Friend is the referee. Clubs like Leyton Orient exist for days like this. A chance to forget the problems of the Olympic Stadium and instead face up to an Olympian challenge. Arsenal in the yellow today, with 10 changes in their starting 11. And Leyton Orient very much up for it. The Arsenal players will be too young to recall. But many of their supporters here will remember unwelcome FA Cup defeats of yesteryear. At York and at Wrexham, to name but two. But they've never lost to lowlier opposition in the FA Cup during Arsene Wenger's 15 seasons. Here's Jimmy Smith, Stephen Dawson, Dean Cox. 3 in the middle for Orient. Dawson will try one, and a fumble by Almunia.
Worthy attempt. May have thought about the cross, but we've seen already early that Orient are going to get at the Arsenal back four, try and stop any rhythm developing, not give them time to get their heads up and select passes.
McLeish. Schillaci away from Ravel. 26 goals between the front two for Leyton Orient, and a huge incentive for the winners of this tie. They've pulled out the plug. Maybe not in Arsenal's view, but certainly financially, if Leyton Orient were to go through a trip to Old Trafford. Kieran Gibbs. Thomas Rosicki. Andrei Arshavin is onside. And Marouane Chamakh. Now the first involvement for the promising young goalkeeper Jamie Jones.
Yes, Andrew Wing just a little bit slow there to attack the left side of the Arsenal attack. Looking for the offside flag, must play to the whistle, and Chamakh, a clean header, well caught.
McLeish breaks but is offside.
Orient playing with 2 up, McLeish and Alex Revel. 4 in midfield. Dean Cox starting on the left. We'll expect to see him move around. Certainly a very good cross of the ball. And the back four must stay solid. In these early minutes, it's so vital they don't get dispirited by losing an early goal.
And such is their spirit that they twice came from behind to win 3-2 at MK Dons in the league during the week. Kevin Friend, the referee, was knocked out on his last appearance here some 5 years ago when he collided with a player. Nicholas Bentner. McLeish. Now Rosicki. Shamak. And swept back by Charlie Daniels.
Arshavin is tucked in more central. Rosicki more on the left. We'll have to watch the support play of Gibbs from left back on that side. Orient a little bit narrow on that side.
Dawson. Every conceivable vantage point taken for this game, both inside and outside the ground. The crowd is a capacity 9,136, of which 1,750 officially are backing the Gunners. Rosicki.
The pitch not quite as pristine as at the Emirates, but it still looks a good surface. They'll be quite capable of passing the ball around, and of course Orient must not allow Arsenal to get too many consecutive passes. They've got to try and disrupt that flow.
Ball was lost by Jason Crowe. Here's then the player that guides it back to the goalkeeper, Jones. Miguel. Captain of Arsenal's reserves, the young Spaniard. Shamak. Danielson, who's not started in the Premier League in 2011. Gibbs. Arshavin. Shamak. Nicholas Bentner.
Just sliced that one, Nicholas Bentner. Arsenal moving around, early rotational movements. Arshavin, Rosicki switching around.
It doesn't matter whether they're dangerous or uncomfortable. All the premises seem to be licensed. And it is one of the features of this stadium that the 4 blocks of flats at each corner, named after Orient greats of past years. There's Tommy Johnston, who was the club's record scorer, Tommy Cunningham, a redoubtable centre-half, and Peter Kitchen, who scored the goals that took them to the semi-final against Arsenal in 1978. And the other block named after the manager then, the late Jimmy Bloomfield.
Yeah, he was a wonderful man, believed in attacking, flowing football, managed outstanding sides at Leicester City, and here, of course, sadly passed away now, but was a real gentleman and a top-class football coach and manager.
Daniels. First to react is McLeish. A challenge for the young defender, Miguel. It's a challenge that he wins through with a free kick.
Good covering there by the Spanish centre-back, but I have to say that's the ball that Orient must look for, that progressive ball, the ball that's going to turn the Arsenal defence and make them face their own goal. So important in the early minutes to try and turn Arsenal around.
Rosicki. It is a given with Arsenal, whatever the personnel, the style will remain more or less the same. Danielson, Shamak, Sanya. Alex Song. Shamak. Cox for Orient. Given away to Arshavin.
Only Bentner in the box there to receive that ball, but Orient just have to be careful. That was clever play by Arshavin to anticipate that pass back. So far, Arsenal not disturbed by this slightly frenetic atmosphere at the start. They will try and play calmly and composed. Orient have to play the other side of the game. They have to play fast and try and play at a tempo which disturbs Arsenal. It's not easy.
Comes for Cox. Only a second appearance in September for Manuel Almunia. Rosicki. Song. Ben Chorley. The man who, as a boy, skippered Arsenal to the FA Youth Cup 10 years ago.
It was an important interception. Just having a brief word with Rosicki. Orient keeping the shape at the back, very much a back four, wing for Chorley and Daniels. Whether he'll be able to get forward from that left back position, we'll just have to see. But if he does, he can produce very fine crosses from high positions. Slade said before the game how important it was not to do what happened yesterday to both Brighton in the cup tie and Sheffield Wednesday when they went to superior opponents and conceded early. They must try and keep it tight as long as possible.
Dawson. Could be on to Nielsen. Stephen Dawson just taking a little while to recover.
Just sense a bit of nerves, don't you, John, in the back players of the Orient.
That goes the offside flag. Stephen Dawson that chased it all the way, and Bob Pollock on the far side, quick to react.
And Jimmy Smith was getting well forward there as well from midfield. They've got to be very careful. Arsenal do play high line, and there's usually a very good understanding. Although today, fascinatingly enough, of course, Miguel and Scalacci, I would be surprised if they'd been paired together as a twosome before.
There was a temptation for Arsene Wenger to play Laurent Koscielny again. I think the feeling is within the club that physically he just needs a rest. He was certainly flagging against Barcelona late on. Here's Gibbs. Arshavin. Needed to run away from him, but back it comes towards Gibbs. And Shamak.
Not enough power behind the effort there from the Moroccan. Jones going to the right quite comfortably. Wanted to drive, half hit it, side foot, poor effort.
miscommunication between Almunia and Scalacci.
Well, that's the type of mistake that Orient will try and thrive on. It does need a special set of circumstances for David to slay a Goliath. And any mistake must be seized upon.
You as a David would know.
I would love being a David again.
It's Charlie Daniels!
Well, the best effort so far. Rasping drive by the ex-Tottenham boy. Has a lovely left foot, and he really showed you there what he can do. Great drive. Have to say, has a wonderful record. Never been booked, never been sent off. Over 100 league games. Wonderful record for a fullback.
And Russell Slade living every moment. It's not the first time he's been involved in a game of this sort of magnitude. When he was in charge of Scarborough, they welcomed Claudio Ranieri's Chelsea to the old athletic ground. And then he went down to a solitary John Terry goal. It's Andrew Wing with the throw. McLeish. Jimmy Smith won't quite get to that. Two of the leaders of English football here today, Sir Trevor Brooking, and on the right there, the newly appointed chairman of the FA, David Bernstein.
Yes, not an easy job. He'll have plenty of arrows thrown in his direction, but he must ward them off and try and get a little bit of modern thinking into the current changes that are required.
Of course, he has the government breathing down his neck on that. Here's Bakary Sagna. Two in the middle for Arsenal.
Good covering there by Andrew Wing, making sure that he followed in with his Sharvin. Ex-Coventry player. Played under Gary McAllister there, and I think it was Strachan too.
McLeish. Here comes Daniels. Just caught Cox, his teammate, wrong-footed. Smith's won it back. Likewise, Miguel for Arsenal.
Very confident.
Rosicki. Now Shamak. Surely wanted the goalkeeper to come and claim that. Bentner. And Charlie Daniels back in defensive mode. Here's Cox. Ravel is flagged offside.
They've just got to hold their run a little bit. That ball being played beyond the Arsenal players is a dangerous ball, but they mustn't go too early. That was Alex Revel who got caught there. You see him in the centre circle just as Daniels played the ball. I don't know, that's very close, but of course if they don't get dispirited, they must keep running. They must keep looking for that ball, and eventually they'll succeed.
Danielson. Shavin. Shamak. Now Bentner. Arsenal looking very composed. Bentner again. Dawson working hard. Stumble from Arshavin. What a good recovery.
Didn't practice that during the week.
Rosicki. And deflected behind for a corner kick. It's worth another look, I think, David.
Very clever. My word. Arshavin-esque.
It's Arshavin's corner. Danielson. Miguel.
Did well there, Orient. Cleared the box after the first header was got away. Everyone out, giving the goalkeeper a chance to get that next ball if it comes in.
Something very pure about this as a cup occasion. We're just a couple of goalkeeper clearances away from Hackney Marshes. And that vast expanse of fields of dreams. On the head for Ravel.
Eye on the ball, Revel, all the way. Denilson's arm just comes out. Mr. Friend, the referee, makes no enemies there of anyone.
Arsenal have been known to be vulnerable to set pieces. Charlie Daniels. Scalacci rising above Ravel, and then a stumble by Cox, and here's Song.
Very good play by Song. No panic, no thoughts of whacking that ball upfield, which a lower league player may just have done in those circumstances. There was Sanya, having confidence.
Gibbs. Song. Brzezinski. Now Bentner. Slipped in for Song, but at too great a pace.
Orient to be relatively happy with this start. The two banks of four. I just feel sometimes when they concede the ball in the defensive areas to Arsenal, I just think McLeish or Revel should just drop a little bit deeper to help the middle four, or else they could get out footballed, and there's just a chance that Arsenal might have the opportunity to make that incisive pass that will make a goal.
Sanya. Bentner. Arshavin. And it comes out to Thomas Rositzky and Chorley.
That's exactly the position where Revel's come to there, to help his middle four, to help clear that ball. Orient staying with the game, haven't been embarrassed.
The instructions from the Orient coaching staff are to get tighter to the Arsenal players. Bentner. Shamak. Now to Nielsen. Song guilty of pulling back Stephen Dawson.
I don't think it's overly important when you've got technically better players to try and get too tight, because if you do, they will play around you. It's more important that you fill the spaces away, just away from your box, and that makes sure then that they haven't got the spaces to play in between you there. If you get too tight further up the field, they'll play around you. They're better technicians.
Ravel jumped for a ball he wasn't going to reach, but McLeish has. Cox.
Well, poor cross from Dean Cox after the big pre-match build-up about his crossing ability. That is a one-off. He can cross the ball all right.
Forbes. Full-time score coming in from one of the other fifth-round ties at Craven Cottage, and it's Bolton who are through. Ivan Klasnic with the winning goal. And Bolton now go to Birmingham in the last 8. That's a telling statistic, David.
Yes, of course. The most telling one is goals. And we saw the other night where Barcelona had wonderful possession and finally lost the game, which was turned on its head in the last few minutes. So I would be very happy if I was at Orient at the moment.
Benner. Now Cox. McLeish. Again, it's the former Brighton winger.
Good pressing by Daniels on Bentner. Cox goes towards Sanya, makes him play the ball back. And that's what Orient have to do, try and force Arsenal backwards if they can.
Smith penalised for fouling Song.
Smith and Dawson in midfield trying to get tight in those areas to Song and Danielson. That time they got too tight.
Always interesting to see who comes to these games.
QC Davis.
Fifth-round tie tomorrow night to enjoy here on ESPN from just down the road at Upton Park. West Ham against Burnley. And then a double bill from the Europa League on Thursday. 2 finely balanced ties. Rangers at Sporting Lisbon from 5:30. And hard on the heels of that, Manchester City versus Aris will be live from Eastlands. Danielson. Took a flick off Shamak.
Very poor idea, I thought. Danielson never really got hold of that ball. Just touched Shamak and through to the side of Jones's goal. Hasn't been tested yet, Jones. That's a good sign. Good sign for Orient.
Chorley. Daniels.
Just feel that Orient are a little bit nervous of the game at the moment. They just need to try and get hold of it, to try when they get the ball and just get 1 or 2 passes together, just to feel a little bit more confident about the game. When they do get the ball, they're tending to get the ball forward or away from colleagues too readily. Just take it steady, make 1 or 2 passes.
Up goes Crow, then McLeish. Hoisted by Rosicki for Arshavin. Forbes steady. Less so wing. Rosicki. Free kick.
Just feel Arsenal have a little bit of the ascendancy if they get the ball to that far left side. Quite clearly there, wing holding the Czech Republic player.
This may be an appealing angle for Andrei Arshavin. can ask serious questions of Leyton Orient's defence. Here's Arshavin. Daniels with the header. Cox. And Leyton Orient have the free kick this time.
Yeah, Rosicki making sure that the diminutive little ex-Brighton player doesn't get away. Once again, Orient playing quite narrow on their right side. Jimmy Smith coming inside. Cox holding the touchline more.
Well, the surroundings not quite as plush as the Emirates. The old main stand here, bought from Mitcham Dog Track by Orient back in the 50s, and the gable there was what housed the photo finish equipment down at Mitcham Greyhounds. Song. Sanya. Song. To Nielsen. Shamak. It's Bentner, and it's well wide.
Poor finish completely. He got his non-kicking foot in the wrong position. Bentner there. No damage so far to Orient. 1/3 of the game gone. They've certainly restrained Arsenal, but neither goalkeeper have been severely tested at all at this stage, and that should give more confidence to Russell Slade than to Arsene Wenger. But Orient need to do a little bit more to cheer those supporters.
Arshavin. Slight hesitation, first from the goalkeeper and then from Shamak.
I wondered whether Jones had just delayed a little bit there and hesitated, but in the end he was safe.
Scott McLeish. Miguel. Again, the Arsenal debutante. Bakary Sanya. Rosicki. Daniels. Cox. Dawson. Out goes the ball, and out goes the referee's arm to give a corner.
That's the determination that Orient need. Dawson there, fighting for that ball against Sanya. You have to play at a tempo when you're playing against better technical players. You have to force them into making mistakes.
There's Jimmy Smith, who is a threat in the air. He's off Forbes. There's a fair bit of pushing going on.
They've got a presence in the box when Terrell Forbes comes up. Also Ben Chorley, two tall centre-backs, can create a problem.
Colleague of Michael Carrick and Joe Cole in that West Ham youth team, Terrell Forbes. Arrived here via Queen's Park Rangers and Yeovil. Four previous FA Cup meetings between these two clubs, and Arsenal have won the lot. Most recently in the semi-final of 1978, before that in the quarter-final of 72, and Alan Ball got the winning goal here in front of 32,000 fans.
Good play by Danielson there, but the crowd warmed to the efforts of Jimmy Smith challenging.
Kieran Gibbs. Arshavin. Gibbs. Andrew Wing. Bentner. And Arshavin. Block was by Terrell Forbes. Song this time. And away by Daniels. Shamak. Lots and lots of Arsenal possession. Rosicki, Arshavin, Kieran Gibbs and Shamak! Glorious chance for the Moroccan to register his first goal since November.
Yeah, super ball by Gibbs, overloading on that left-hand side. I just feel that sometimes there's over-covering there. Ball in, should have been a goal, no question. Needs a firm contact.
Started off well with Arsenal, but he's not scored in 11 games now, and he himself has said he struggled to cope with the pace of English football.
Yeah, best chance so far.
Oh, Coxey's doing it, Coxey!
Daniels. Orient haven't lost here since September.
The downside, of course, of Revel coming back a little bit to help the middle four, of course, is that when Orient do regain possession, they've only got McLeish as the front target. And that means they have to work the ball out, and they're not so good at making the consecutive passes as their opponents.
Shamak, really well found by Rosicki. Bentner.
Well, they certainly didn't pack their shooting boots so far. Bentner astray, not for the first time. Nicely set up.
Some rather precarious positions adopted today.
Good covering, Daniels. There's a good ball by Song too, trying to get Bentner away on the inside shoulder of the left back.
On by Ravel for McLeish. 736 games and counting. Smith. Dean Cox. Stephen Dawson. McLeish. Jimmy Smith. And a Leyton Orient corner.
If Orient can get into that middle third and get crosses in, then I do believe they have some kind of chance of forcing a goal. But they have to get those balls in early. So far, the Spanish centre-back making his debut, Miguel, has been very assured. But there's always a chance of Arsenal conceding with a ball crossed into that box.
And Jimmy Smith has scored 5 goals in recent weeks, all with his head. He will be one of the targets here, and he's the man that the referee is wanting words with. Smith, formerly of Chelsea. It's Daniels. And Chorley. And Song had plenty of time to get to it. And Rosicki sold Bentner short, and Dawson made sure that Bentner didn't fancy it.
Yes, good challenge by Dawson. That's the type of standard that the Orient players must follow. Make sure he go for every ball. I don't think Mr. Bentner was too keen on that challenge, but it was perfectly fair.
Dawson on the ball again. Gibbs. Arshavin. Thomas Rosicki. Bentner. Arshavin.
Neat feet by the Russian. Just passing Jones's post. The early work done by Bentner.
Scorer against Barcelona, not yet against the O's. Resident here since 1937. Fearful of what the future may hold. Today, though, all about the here and now. Wing.
Misunderstanding. Wing hoping for the 1-2.
Long-distance commuter Russell Slade. Unlike Arsene Wenger, who lives in North London and manages in North London, Russell Slade's family home 240 miles away in Scarborough.
Yes, he's been a bit of a wanderer, but very good football man. Yeovil, Scarborough, Notts County, of course. But he was a teacher in Nottingham when he started off his management and coaching at Notts County.
Smith. Not the best of passes. Interception by Gibbs, and now to Nielsen.
Song has been pretty influential, I think, for Arsenal in this half. They have to get tight to him.
Arshavin. Bentner's touch on. Took it only into the grateful arms of Jamie Jones.
To every upside, there's a downside of a system, and with Jimmy Smith coming in to try and get onto Song, does leave Gibbs a little bit free on that side. It's different on this side because Cox can get out to Sagna and stop any progress of Sagna, as happens there now, and confront him, make him play it back. On the other side of the field, they haven't got that width, because here you see the ball into Song, and it's Jimmy Smith that has to go with him, and he's the widest of the four, so they're very narrow in the midfield.
Problem for Jason Crowe.
Played under Colin Calderwood at Northampton. Made his way to Leeds. Hasn't been here too long. Russell Slade just discussing with his forward, but here, 41 minutes gone. I'm sure he'll be pleased if he can get in at half-time level. The tea will be that sweeter.
Jason Crowe, who began his career under Arsene Wenger at Arsenal.
You must remember that Arsenal have a massively strong bench here today. They can throw any one of several stellar players on to try and change this game if it stays tight. On the other hand, Orient's bench is a very young bench, including a couple of Tottenham Hotspur players. Young players, of course.
There's 3 loanees from Tottenham on the bench, including Tommy Carroll, who is wearing 25 there. And he would be the obvious replacement if Jason Crowe cannot continue.
Jason Crowe definitely not running too easily. I don't think he's going to survive. Maybe he'll try and carry on in the next couple of minutes. Shadowing Rosicki at the moment in the centre of the field, but doesn't look at all comfortable.
Bentner. Alex Song. Sharvin, Gibbs on the overlap. Shamak just eased out of the way by a couple of Orient defenders. Whether a centre forward should allow himself to be eased out of the way in a position like that is maybe open to question. Chorley. Gibbs. Arshavin. And a big goal kick.
Strong play by Terrell Forbes there, just ushering Gibbs over the byline.
So what about Shamak here, David? Did he give up too easily?
He didn't seem to get a clean run at the ball. I don't think suggest he gave up too easily.
Scott McLeish. Leyton Orient holding off with the substitution through till half-time. Maybe time for one more first-half attack. Mooney having to use his head.
Once again, that forceful ball over the top. Scott McLeish running against the Spanish defender.
And we reach half-time in the shadow of the Olympic Stadium, with Leyton Orient having held Arsenal to a goalless first half. Bags of effort from the League One side. Arsenal with 10 changes in their starting 11, looking like a side rather more thrown together than put together, but that may change in the second half. We have analysis coming up from Steve McManaman and from Robbie Savage when we return. The half-time score here is Leyton Orient 0, Arsenal 0.
Dublin's amazing new stadium will host this year's UEFA Europa League final. 32 teams still have a shot, but only 16 can go through. After the first leg 0-0 draw against Eris, Man City know that a victory will see them through. For Rangers, history's on their side. They travel to Sporting Lisbon, a team that have never put them out of Europe. It's knockout time in the UEFA Europa League, and we've got a great lineup next week, live only on ESPN.
True beauty comes from within. It's a DuraTalk TDCI engine that gives you effortless performance and low emissions. New Ford Mondeo, with our most advanced diesel engines ever.
In-play betting at bet365.com, because a lot can change in 90 minutes. Cards, corners, goals, the full-time result. Let's be honest, If it happens during the game, Bet365 will have it covered. Hold up. The latest live odds are on your screen now. Bet365 offers over 50 in-play markets. Bet365.com. Bet in play. Now.
When you're a Halifax current account customer, good things happen. You get Halifax rewards, a range of better deals on your mortgage, your savings and more that aren't available to anyone else.
Halifax Rewards. Better deals for our current account customers.
Everybody's bound to fall, but I don't need another call to give my life another chance and close my eyes to try it. As a riverbank, I still the sand, the crowfish shine himself again. The tail's taking back and drain away.
Here's an idea. Capture your greatest moments in great quality. The HTC Desire HD with HD video capture.
I was like most blokes, by the way. Ballroom dancing, you're having a laugh. But the missus watched it on the telly, and after a wee bit of ear bending, I've given it a bash. Now I'm hooked. We do a passable of Paso Doble, and now we compete all over the shop. A quick foxtrot down to Torquay today. Mind you, all this gear doesn't come cheap. Even this. Still, Aviva saved me a few quid on my car insurance. 12 weeks free they gave me. No bad, eh? Quality rhinestones didn't grow on trees, you know.
Want 12 weeks free on this year's car insurance? Go direct. Get the Aviva deal.
Hey, how can I help you?
I'm looking for a trance mix. It's called Pulse and Thunder. It's by Davey Lately.
Davey Lately? Who?
Davey Lately, D-A-Y, separate initial V, Lately.
Do you know the year?
92. Pretty old, suddenly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we haven't got it.
Really?
Sorry.
Nothing on the system.
Never heard of it, mate.
How'd it go, Dad? Don't worry. Look, try this.
What we do hasn't changed.
Cup of tea?
Oh, I love one.
Just the way we do it.
You do? Fantastic. Can you keep it for me? Yeah, my name. It's Dave V. Lately.
On Monday night here on ESPN, joining Nat Coombs and Kelly Cates for Talk of the Terrace at 6:30. Brian Dean, Orient fan Bob Mills, comedian Tom Rosenthal, plus all the FA goals from the weekend and live music from Daystar. That's all in the hour before we cross live to Upton Park for the West Ham Burnley Cup tie. Straight after that at 10:30, Jason McAteer and News of the World chief football correspondent Neil Ashton will join Rebecca Lowe for Between the Lines. And at 11 o'clock, Mark Chapman and Steve Bunce will square up for Pardon the Interruption. In the FA Cup tie, live on ESPN this afternoon, it's Orient 0, Arsenal 0.
It's Charlie Daniels. Kieran Gibbs and Shabbat. Glorious chance.
So 0-0. Steve McManaman and Robbie Savage watching League One Orient against Premier League Arsenal. Winners play Manchester United in the quarter-finals. What's your assessment of the first half, Steve?
I think it's a fair result. I think it's quite ominous the way Arsenal are playing, to be honest. Leyton Orient will have to pick up the game in the second half. We'll have to pressure them more. We'll have to close them down and fight a bit, because it's all a bit easy for Arsenal at the moment. And for me, come 60 minutes, if it's still like that, Fabregas will come on, Nasri will come on, and inevitably Arsenal go on to win the game. So if Leyton Orient players can lift the game, I'd like to see them lift it a little bit more.
But at 0-0, they're well in a chance. They're holding Premier League Arsenal. What are your views?
Yeah, well, I think Leyton Orient, as Steve says, needs to pressurise the ball a bit more. Make a few tackles. I've not seen a real, full-blooded challenge to get the crowd going. The crowd have been great, but you just want to see somebody lift them. They've had a shot from distance, but Arsenal, again, what Steve says, they can bring Fabregas on, Nasri second half if it's a tight game. But listen, let's give Orient a bit of credit, because they hold it Arsenal, they'll know half time.
They're still in the game, of course.
Yeah.
Good game plan, disciplined performance.
Yeah.
They had a chance.
Yeah, they had an early chance, didn't they, a Charlie Daniels opportunity from the corner, and that really lifted the crowd early on. Just touched back, great left foot shot. Just slightly rising above the bar. Almunia,
he was diving for the cameras there, Macca.
That's a nice dive for the ESPN cameras, but it was well over the bar. But from then, that was early on in the game. They haven't done very little since then, to be honest.
If that would have gone in, what a cracker that would have been. Now Arsenal, Shamak, this is a clear chance, isn't it? Should have scored.
Yeah, this was probably the only time they've got in behind the well-organised Orient back four. It's a great pullback from Gibbs. Shamak there, if he's playing every week, he scores that.
I don't know whether it actually gets deflected towards him. So whether that took his eye off the ball, but he got decent enough connection on it, he just couldn't direct it into the net.
I think that snood must have got in his eyes.
But when it's 0-0, of course you'll say him with the chance and did everything that is asked of you. But of course, as you're saying, if you look at the Arsenal bench, Arsene Wenger will make a change sooner or later, wants to get this game over and done with. When should he make a change, and what changes would you make?
Well, if it's within 15 minutes, if it's 0-0, I'm bringing forward players on. I'm bringing Nasri on, who can unlock a defence. I'm bringing Fabregas on. I think that's the way it is. But at this game, it's very predictable at the minute. Arsenal are dominating possession, and Leyton Orient haven't really had much of a chance, have they? So if the game progresses, there's only going to be one winner. Okay, if they hold it to 0-0, they might get a money-spinning replay at the Emirates. But again, there's only really going to be one winner. The best chance is to try and do something today.
Look, if is a big word, but if Orient could get the first goal here, the place would lift off, and they'd hear the cheering in Brisbane in Australia.
The first goal will be, I think, could be the winning goal. If Leyton Orient get it, they could well win this cup tie. If Arsenal get it, it'll be game over. So I think, as Steve says, if Orient, best chance to win it is today. If they go to the Emirates in a replay, it'd be great for money, money spinning tie, but they'll be out the cup.
Set piece corner, who knows? Second half is on the way. Still 0-0 in this cup tie this afternoon. And you know what? Here's the Orient cheerleaders entertaining us at half time. And I tell you what, this is a very good set piece.
Lately I've started seeing things it takes a little faith to believe in, and it feels a little easier, like you've got someone holding your hand. We can make it better if we work together. We wanna see it this way.
There's a McDonald's for everyone.
At Santander, we believe in giving something back to our customers. So if you have a mortgage, savings or investment with us, you can open a unique zero current account with no fees if you exceed your overdraft, no fees from us for using your debit card anywhere in the world. And if you're not already a Santander current account customer, we'll also give you £100 when you switch. The zero current account. Together, we are Santander.
Billet.
Une Stella Artois Fort.
Stella Artois Fort. Triple filtré with a smooth outcome.
Grab him.
This year,
We're being chased.
once you know their secret,
We're the people who control your destiny.
you become their target. Get ready for the movie critics are calling Bourne meets Inception.
I don't care what you put in my way, I'm not giving up.
The Adjustment Bureau.
1 to 1. I,
To you,
he,
to she,
us.
to them.
Phone to me, finger to screen, first to score, 8 to 1, eyes to telly.
PaddyPower.com. On iPhone, iPad and Android.
Phone to you.
Hello.
This is Alpecin Caffeine Shampoo for men. Take a good look because it's moving fast. In fact, it sold over 2 million bottles in Germany last year alone. To find out why, get down to Boots, leading supermarkets or pharmacies. Alpecin Caffeine Shampoo. German engineering for your hair.
Not your most impressive landing, Captain. Let's check out the insurance, Skip.
Go compare! Go compare! Use your head to save your bread at Go Compare!
It makes sense.
Saving friends, Go Compare! Insure your motor, and you'll thank your stars that you went to Go Compare!
So there is intelligent life in the universe.
When it comes to the Champions League, 5 into 4 just doesn't fit. Will City make the cut, or will they get squeezed out? It might be tight to the top, but you should check out the bottom. No one deserves to go down, but if Wigan don't sort it out, it could be lights out. The stakes are high, but that's why we love the Barclays Premier League. Man City Wigan live, Saturday the 5th of March on ESPN.
The Barclays Premier League on ESPN in association with Bet365.
Welcome back. It's Orient 0, Arsenal 0 in an Aeon-sponsored FA Cup tie at Orient's Matchroom Stadium. Well done, lads, but look at the gentleman that's representing the letter O, keeping his hands warm on the left-hand side of the screen. Get a pair of gloves, it's a whole lot easier, not very hygienic.
There's a hot water bottle down there, that's what it is. That's where he keeps the hot water bottle. I've got mine down here.
Steve McManaman and Robbie Savage here just ahead of the second half. Hello. Sorry?
Red pudding.
Sorry, what's your name?
Tracy.
Tracy, thank you very much. This is a gift from the Orient Matchday staff.
Yes. No, it's handmade.
Oh, it's handmade. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much.
Can we keep it?
I know someone that would love this. Here you go.
All of it?
Yeah, it's absolutely.
Have you
News of a substitution over to Daryl Curry.
Thank you very much.
Ray, thank you very much. Jason Crowe, the ex-Arsenal man, unfortunately has had to come off. He's had a long-standing ankle problem. He had it when he was at Leeds. It's gone again today, a recurrence. So Tom Carroll, the man who's on loan from Spurs, is on. What a story it would be if he scored against Arsenal.
What an occasion for 18-year-old Tommy Carroll. A creative midfield player on loan from Tottenham. Last time that Orient got the better of Arsenal, 96 years ago. But they're in here pitching with a fighting chance. Arsenal have only got past the 5th round once in the last 5 years in the FA Cup. A trip to Old Trafford awaits the winners. Here's Thomas Rosicki. Arshavin taking on Wing. Early corner for Arsenal.
Fine challenge by Wing, will give him confidence. I thought he was a little bit nervous at the start of the game.
Arshavin. Jamie Jones claims. We were talking to Kevin Dearden, the goalkeeping coach here, the former Spurs keeper, who talks very highly of Jamie Jones.
Yes. Yes, Kevin works hard here. He was with the previous regime, Geraint Williams. He's goalkeeping coach and chief scout, and I'm sure he's makes the tea too. It's one of those clubs.
It is a club with a very warm heart and always has been. Orient not the sort of outfit that make enemies. Miguel, who had a serene first half. Jimmy Smith. It is the strength of that Arsenal bench that may be the telling factor.
Yes, same system for Orient. Cox still placed on the left, Tommy Smith on the right, playing narrow, Jimmy Smith. And then the two front players, Alex Revel and the goal-scoring man, McLeish.
Scott McLeish usually lasts an hour, maybe 70 minutes these days. He's 37. Sanya. Thomas Rosicki. There's Alex Song.
Arsenal once again composed, patient, passing the ball quickly, changing the angle of the pass all the time, makes it very difficult for opponents. But Orient hanging in. I just feel sometimes, John, they could play a little bit more fiercer. I'm not sure if that's the right phrase, but I just feel Orient, with them being at home, they can just make one or two slightly more aggressive challenges to try and disturb Arsenal.
Get in Arsenal's faces.
That's another way of saying it.
Arshavin. Sanya. Arshavin. Rosicki. Oh, nasty bobble for the Russian there. Bakary Sanya. Bentner. Song. Bentner. Led out by Carroll. Cox.
Neat play by Carroll, left-footed player. Maybe his creativity will be more to Orient's advantage in this second period.
Very popular here, Russell Slade. He's been at the club barely 10 months, helped save them from relegation at the end of last season. They won 3 of their last 6 games to stay up. Oh, and Ravel caught Danielson there. And Kevin Friend had a very clear view of a nasty collision.
Hasn't had to go to his book so far, Kevin Friend. Ball just overrun there. Was late. I don't think Ravel was malicious. Certainly was late, and he caught him on that right thigh.
Barry Hearn obviously feeling the cold. That's his son Eddie on the left there, who is the vice chairman of the club.
Won't be an easy one for the Arsenal man to cope with, because his foot really, his studs really went into his thigh there.
Is there an argument, David, that whilst it wasn't particularly malicious, there was an air of irresponsibility in the challenge, which maybe is worthy of a card?
If you're going very fast from the side, John, there's always a chance that it's called, you know, they can deem it as reckless. I don't think he meant it to be reckless. I just think he was a little late. Hopefully he's okay. Kevin Friend obviously wasn't too disturbed about the challenge, and neither was any Arsenal player at the time, and we know how self-protective the players are when anyone... we saw that in the week, didn't we, with the awful challenge in Milan of Flamini. Immediately the Tottenham players reacted. Professionals know a bad challenge.
16 years at the helm, the Hearn clan. Danielson ready to come back on the far side now. Arshavin directing it to Miguel.
Very solid so far, Miguel at the back. Left-footed player, slightly hunched shoulders, 6'3" for sure. Played consistently for the Arsenal reserve side this season. Who play their games at London Colney, their training ground.
Next door to where that man, Scott McLeish, lives. Sanya, Arshavin. Alex Ravel. Seen much coherent attacking from Leyton Orient. It's a long-distance effort from their left-back Daniels in the first half that sailed over the crossbar.
I think you'll see the Arsenal fullbacks venture forward a little bit more in this half. I think that Schillaci and Miguel will feel that they can cope with the current threat of Orient, which wasn't too strong in the first half, and Wenger will be encouraging his fullbacks to join in as much as possible in this half to try and get some thrust from wide positions.
Arshavin. Danielson. Kieran Gibbs. Bakary Sanya. Bednar worked himself some room. Rosicki! Thomas Rosicki's first goal in more than a year. And Arsenal's pressure brings its reward.
Well, when the ball finally did come in, Arsenal playing around on the edge of the box, trying to find that little bit of space to get their shot in. And on the outside there, when the ball is chipped up, Rosicki heads it firmly past Jones, heads it down, heads it in the corner. Now we might see a more attacking response from Orient. Good header. It was Bednar that played that clever chip in.
Rosicki, in the midst of his celebration, keen to relive his header. There have not been many in his career. And it's his first goal in some 43 matches. Kieran Gibbs. Rosicki. More orthodox effort from Rosicki.
Still looking to find form. It's not easy when you're out the team for long periods. Here's that ball in, quick reverse pass into the air, and Arsenal score a header. Not Shamak, who we often expect to be in those positions, but Rosicki.
Who we don't.
Correct.
Forbes. You wouldn't know it from the expression, but a slightly more comfortable Arsene Wenger now.
Yes, most of the first half Arsenal was in the technical area. Not too many gestures, but just looking on purposefully. Now he's sitting, and I think he knows that if his team can keep the ball as they are doing, that they should be able to get that second goal, which would give them massive breathing space. We want a response from Orient. We need a response. The game wants a response. Can they just push on a little bit more now and have a little bit more self-belief? I think they've given Arsenal quite a lot of respect.
Here's McLeish. Song. And Sanya clears in haste from Cox. Reminder of the draw made a little earlier this afternoon. These how the balls came out of the bag. And the reward for the winners of this, a trip to Manchester United.
Arsenal full-backs really pushing forward. Sanya and Gibbs caught well forward there, but the two centre-backs are back and they've got to hold this attack.
Smallest player on the pitch, Dean Cox. Tommy Carroll. Andrew Wing. Leyton Orient trying to inject a bit more pace and urgency. Dawson. Charlie Daniels. Cox. Revell.
Much better by Orient. 4 men in the box there where Cox and Daniels worked the ball in from the left-hand side.
Shavin conjuring a ball for Rosicki. Arshavin. Left it well short of Bentner. Ben Chorley.
Cox over on this right-hand side now, switch flanks. It's a rather ambitious ball from Chorley. Goes astray. Russell Slade won't be happy with that. But at least we've seen signs of a little bit of stirring by the Orient. Clever backheel, lovely chip. But Revell can't get enough purchase on that to direct it, and those supporters are thwarted.
Smith. Revell. And Dawson was arriving and Miguel took no chances.
That's what the crowd demand. That man has played very comfortably so far, but they haven't put him under enough pressure.
You mentioned at the start of the game, David, that Charlie Daniels can cross a ball nicely. Here's his opportunity. Towards Revell, beyond him. Surely couldn't quite get his meaty forehead to it. And here's Nicholas Bentner. Song.
Arsene Wenger will be hoping he doesn't have to reach for the bench. He has a midweek game coming up.
Stoke away.
Stoke away, difficult game, and he would like to keep the current bench redundant this Sunday afternoon.
Dawson. He is the dynamic presence in the Orient midfield.
First yellow card maybe. Alex Song. Possibility. Oh, it's Danielson.
Maybe Danielson, of the two that both had a lunge at him, played more of a part in bringing him down. And it is the Brazilian who's booked. Wing. Looking for distance. Not much of a run up here. Chorley. Forbes.
Almost a good ball that by Forbes. Sometimes you've got to bypass the midfield and hit that more searching forward ball. Had it been a little bit more angled, then McLeish might have got onto it.
How much longer Scott McLeish is going to last? Now is about the time at which they usually look to think about replacing him. And Jonathan Tahui is ready to come on. Rosicki, Song, Shamak.
Once again, Sanya well forward on the far right. An outlet at the moment. Bentner playing a little bit narrow. Sanya trying to get forward as much as possible. And indeed Gibbs on the other side, collecting this ball here.
Gibbs cross. Playing by Jones.
Nice to see Gibbs back in action after his injury problems.
There's only 3 Premier League appearances this season for the man capped twice by England, but his 13th cup game. Not much longer for Scott McLeish to enjoy against the team he's always supported. Given it his all, and his 736th professional appearance will be amongst his most memorable, not because he's scored, but because he's played against the team that he's always followed. His only remaining task today to follow the orders of his young sons, Jack and Harry, and grab Cesc Fabregas's shirt at the end. And replacing him, a French striker who is quick, a perennial substitute, and erratic. Perfect FA Cup material.
Well, Orient will need an erratic moment now.
If they get one that's erratic, it'll be dramatic as well. Schillaci out of play. Daniels.
Cox and Daniels both on the left-hand side at the moment, working the ball between them.
Wing. He's lost it in a dangerous area, but Arsenal only have Song forward. Arshavin arrives. Rosicki. Gibbs.
They really treasure the ball, Arsenal. Determined, they don't give it away. If they can't make a successful forward pass, they just keep the ball and play patiently and hope eventually the other team will just misplace their positioning and a space will open up.
Arshavin. Song. Chances there for these Leyton Orient players to emulate the heroes of 1978. The likes of Glenn Roeder and Tony Grealish. They reached the last 4 before going down to Arsenal at Stamford Bridge.
Tabu will give them a little bit more pace if Orient can get that ball forward in between the 2 centre-backs, particularly as the Arsenal full-backs are pushing forward. There is room at the back. if Orient could exploit it.
Lovely take from Arshavin. Too much weight on the intended pass for Rosicki.
Almost brilliant.
And in the middle there, the hero of yesteryear, Peter Kitchen, who scored 7 goals in that run to the semi-final. And he has a block of flats overlooking the ground named after him.
Yeah, fine goal scorer. I think it was Laurie McMenemy who started off at Doncaster Rovers. Peter Kitchen played in that very fine side you've just spoken about with Paddy Grealish and Glenn Roeder.
Here's Bentner, wing, challenge Shamak from behind, and Shamak's only picking himself up now. There are flats available, David, if you wish, in that block in Kitchen Court.
I believe there's a few reserved for the next 20 years for probably about 8 managers, the way managers come and go nowadays. Managers usually have an office without their name on it, and they have flats at Orient. It's quite a perk, really, to manage this club. Just let's hope that they solve the problems with the Olympic Stadium.
Well, now's the time to buy, surely, isn't it? You pay today's price and get the uplift from the Olympics. Only thinking of your best financial interests, David.
I know you are, John. You've always looked after me, and I've always appreciated that, as you know. Always get a Mars bar or something. Orient still in the game. They've got to have this belief that they can force a goal. They've got to gamble. They've got to get forward. I would like to see Wing and Daniels, the 2 fullbacks, just push on a little bit, call Arsenal's bluff. It's the only way they're going to get back in the game, give a little bit more support to their front players. So far, young Carroll hasn't been able to affect the game, the creative left footer, the young boy from Tottenham. Not an easy game for him, but what a wonderful experience.
Bakary Sagna. Bentner. Arshavin. Rosicki. Good save by Jones. And then a more comfortable one on the follow-on.
Excellent save. Clever play by Arshavin. Teasing along that touchline. He's so clever.
Gibbs. Arshavin. Wing, eventually getting it back to Jones.
Been sprightly, hasn't he, Arshavin? Took that ball well, just couldn't quite get his feet right, hit the left foot shot. But he's been busy, and I'm sure he'll be buoyed by that wonderful experience last Wednesday evening.
Arsenal 1 goal better than the best team in the world last Wednesday, and today 1 goal better so far than the best team in Leyton. Tahua. Alex Ravel!
Best attack so far. Good pace to Bowie down the right. Just giving Arsenal a little problem they hadn't faced before. They haven't had any acceleration in forward positions. When the ball comes in, Revel decides to go for it first time and he's inches away. Fine effort. 14 goals this season, Ravel.
Orient still in this and still capable of getting something from it. Bentner. And you'd only look at Crawley Town at Old Trafford yesterday, the way they kept going and came within the width of the crossbar of earning a replay.
Kieran Gibbs hoping Miguel just drops off a little bit to give him some depth from the throw-in, which he does do. Shown some authority, the Spanish player at the back.
Rosicki. Danielson. Song. Sanya. Bentner. Danielson. Rosicki. And Chorley there, just in front of Shamak. Carroll.
Song's passed the ball very well from the centre of the field today for Arsenal.
Yes, Shamak, he really could do with a goal.
Yeah, his touch has been a little bit astray today, Shamak. But his touch certainly hasn't. The Spanish defender, Miguel, making his debut, has shown some authority.
Andrew Wing. And the crowd singing for Russell Slade. He's got no hair, but we don't care. And nor it seems does he. Tahui.
Tahui competing strongly for the ball. It's he who scored that hat-trick in that amazing game with Droylsden. I think they were 2-0 down, weren't they, John? And remind everyone what the final score was.
It's just 8-2, wasn't it? 6 goals in 26 minutes in extra time.
My word.
Finished 9 versus 9.
Yes.
Rosicki. Shavin with a deft flick that was maybe too deft.
It only takes a second to score a goal. Orient have got to believe. Sharvin there, really pressing.
Dawson. Smith came careering in.
Kevin Friend right on the spot there. Well, 6 of 1 and half a dozen. Danielson also high with his leg there. But Jimmy Smith is the one that's punished. Now playing on the right-hand side. He spent the first half trying to cope with the Son. Now Cox is on the left again. Can Orient produce a magic moment? Arsenal still very much in command, playing with a lot of confidence, passing the ball well.
Miguel. Bentner. It's Song. Rosicki. Arshavin. Danielson. Song. Arshavin. Credit to Jimmy Smith, who stuck with him.
Yeah, passing the ball around Arsenal until they finally make that one into the box, and then Arshavin has to hit the ball hurriedly.
More live football from the 5th round of the FA Cup, sponsored by Eon, tomorrow here on ESPN. And again, we'll be in the East End for West Ham against Burnley. And then a double header from the Europa League on Thursday evening. 2 British teams in action. Rangers at Sporting Lisbon, followed by Manchester City versus Aris. Alex River to Houé. Smith.
Well, Nunez had a quiet afternoon.
Chorley. Forbes.
Wonder if Russell Slade could change his tactics, maybe gamble, play 3 at the back. You know, Arsenal ain't going to score that many more. There's only 15 minutes or so to go. Just wonder if he could give the forwards a little bit more support. Offside.
So Houé duly flagged by Adam Watts.
Very rarely I'm quicker than the assistant, John.
Particularly these days, David.
Absolutely. Took us half an hour to get up on this gantry.
And that was in a lift.
Slow lift.
Dominates the scene for quite a distance around the new main stand. Provides all sorts of corporate hospitality facilities, from which Orient will have made quite a lot of money today. They reckon today on its own is worth £400,000 to them.
Well, the winners get 180,000 for getting through this round, so that's probably small beer to Arsenal.
And a big proportion of a 75,000 gate at Old Trafford in the next round.
Absolutely, and of course the media rights today will be not a little. Of course, every Orient player, not a cost or free transfers.
To Houé, came from the French 4th division. Gives away a free kick. I just wonder, David, there's one substitution available still to Russell Slade. They've got 2 of the Tottenham youngsters, Kane and Mpoku.
They want Harry Kane on, John. He's a good player. And whether he can do anything at this level yet, I don't know. But I've seen him play, and he's got real talent, and he's definitely one for the future. Harry Kane hasn't been here that long already, got amongst the goals. I'd love to see him down the middle in these last minutes. I'm sure Russell will be thinking about it. Even the other Tottenham boy, maybe.
Shamak chases, and Jones gathers, and there is activity down below us, and it looks like Paul Mpoku, the other Tottenham loanee, is going to come on, the Belgian. Leyton Orient have a very fruitful relationship with Spurs in terms of borrowing young players and helping to develop them. Spurs respect the schooling that's given to their youngsters here. Orient obviously appreciate the quality that comes their way.
Also using the width of the field well, right from the left-hand touchline. A couple of passes out to the right-hand touchline, stretching Orient. Makes it hard work when they're chasing the ball. They've got to go from side to side.
Sanya. Terrell Forbes. Leyton Orient have specialised in late goals this season. That's a foul by Wing on Shamak. More than a third of all the goals they've scored have come in the last 15 minutes of matches. Andrew Wing is going to go into the referee's book.
Rather clumsy challenge.
Jamie Jones began his career at Everton. Got himself well down the pecking order. Sharvin.
Good stretch. He's done particularly well here, Jones, since he's been here, as you say, John. Very sound.
Carroll. Now to Hue, who's nothing if not quick. Ravel! Cannoned into Schillaci. They're appealing for handball. Furiously, Leyton Orient.
Great play by the substitute down the right.
Ball back in play with Daniels, and the boos ring out for Kevin Friend. That was hit really meatilly by Alex Ravel.
Terrific ball in. Ravel hits it first time. It's only half a yard away. Very difficult one, but I think it hit his head. I think it went right into his forehead.
May even have gone straight into his eye, judging by the distress that Schillaci is showing over that right eye of his.
Optimistic attempts by Orient to get the penalty, but good officialing, excellent officialing. Certainly was a fine ball, wasn't it? Perfect ball, leaning back a little bit, didn't really get over it. Kevin Dearden, Russell Slade, Kevin Nugent. That's the staff. That's the hopes. Glory denied.
Headache administered. And Arsene Wenger not there yet. Third and final change by the home side. And it is Alex Ravel, who's had two of Orient's best efforts, who makes way for another 18-year-old, born in the Democratic Republic of Congo and recruited from Belgian football, Standard Liège, on loan from Tottenham. Another wild card added to the mix. His ball in, and maybe if Tahui had gambled. Sebastian Schillaci is back on.
Not the cleverest of kicks by Almunia. All Arsenal need to do is to get the ball and keep possession, as they've done so well during the game. It's not their style to hit it long and hopeful up the middle.
Arsenal leading through Thomas Rosicki's header 8 minutes into this second period. For a bumper quarter-final at Old Trafford as things stand. Alex Song. Bolton also through today in the Cup. Manchester City through as well, although that was a fourth-round replay against Notts County. West Ham against Burnley to follow tomorrow evening, which you can see live on this channel.
Not had a shot yet, John, have we? Yes, Orient can turn this one around in these last few minutes. Sheffield Wednesday, Brighton, Crawley, all the underdogs have been dispatched. That's why many neutrals, I think, were hoping that Orient would be able to perhaps get the first goal today and make this a real blood and thunder cup tie. But in truth, Arsenal have been very composed and calm and cope with the circumstances and the ground and all the problems that you do have going to a lesser league club. They've coped with it very, very well.
It's noticeable that they arrive very late. Usually they're here at a ground a good hour and a half before. It was just a couple of minutes before the team sheet went in.
Well, they probably don't know the way, John. They're not too familiar with playing Orient, are they?
Cox for Leyton Orient. Beaten just once in 20 games. And full of resilience in their league programme. Adept at coming from behind. Wing. Now Song. Arshavin. Charlie Daniels back with him. Arshavin! Just glanced the base of the post.
I don't think he had an alternative. I think it was Rosicki that was trying to get up into the box there to support him. Didn't have much of an angle, went for the far post. In actual fact, it was a far better effort than I first thought. I think he's been very sprightly today, Arshavin. Had a lot of touches of the ball.
Tommy Carroll. Dean Cox. Kumpoku. Wing looking rather weary. 658 passes, of which 20 led up to Rosicki's goal. And the people that count these things, stuck in a darkened room in one of our outside broadcast trucks, tell me that that is a seasonal record.
Yes, it doesn't surprise me. Of course, a lot of those passes were deep and in the midfield area. And also you have to think tactically that Orient didn't really in midfield get close and get tight. They allowed them that room to make those passes, content that they were still kept their shape at the back.
Carroll. Jonathan Tahoué. Capable of anything. Tahoué! Equalizer for Leyton Orient! And it's the player from the French 4th Division who has hauled Arsenal in. Barry Hearn leading the celebrations. And the noise reverberating all the way from here to the Olympic Stadium.
A bit of individualism, a little bit of difference. The substitute, the man that's famed for his late scoring here, does very well. He takes a chance. Rather than pass it, he goes in between. Quick footwork, a fierce shot, and it beats the goalkeeper Almunia through his legs. Got through brilliantly. Power beat the keeper.
What a moment for a player from the shadows of professional football. All his career goals scored as a substitute. 10 of his 11 career goals scored in the last 5 minutes of matches. And Arsenal, who do not need any further fixtures added to their schedule as they chase a quadruple, faced with the prospect of a replay. Bakary Sagna. Rosicki. Sagna again. Song, Orient need to get to him. There are some very tired players out there now. And there are going to be 4 more minutes. Jonathan Tahoué's magical moment.
It was so fierce. I don't know if Almunia had much chance, even though it did go between his legs.
Are those pound signs in Barry Hearn's eyes?
Well, he'd be more than happy.
Happy? He'll be ecstatic.
Ecstatic.
What are the receipts from 60,000 at the Emirates?
Yes, he'll enjoy that.
And that trip to Vegas remains a possibility, tantalisingly, for these Leyton Orient players. We've been watching and enjoying this competition for many years, David, but this season's FA Cup has produced so many twists. And a good number of them very late in games.
Yeah, just when you didn't expect it either, because Arsenal really have been superior in all departments. The only thing I feel in the last 15 minutes, Russell Slade's done clever. The two substitutions up front has given a little bit more pace and oomph than they had previously with McGreesh and Revel.
Wing. Dawson battling to keep it in.
That's amazing, he's kept it in.
Well, there's Eddie Hearn, Barry Hearn's son, and his daughter Katie as well. Such an eloquent defender of the FA Cup, the Orient chairman, and you can see why on a day like this. Sagna. Can Arsenal come again? It's Andre Arshavin. And very comfortable for Jamie Jones. Fans at clubs such as Leyton Orient dream of days like this.
A very famous politician once said, if you don't believe in miracles, you're not a realist. It's not quite a miracle, but it's quite a surprise.
It is a real turn-up. 53 places between the teams on the league ladder. The elites against the obscure. It's nail-biting. Those who believe are turning to prayer.
I think they get about a quarter of the tickets, won't they, for the Emirates? I hope they can sell them. 9,000 packed here today.
Well, they could have sold 40,000 tickets for this. They'll get the chance to sell 60,000 across London in 10 days' time, if Leyton Orient can hold on for the final minute. Bentner. Rosicki, Arshavin. Nicked off his toe, Jimmy Smith. Anywhere will do for Orient now. Well, the last thing that Wenger needs, another game.
Alex Ferguson will be happy.
Danielson. Arsenal knocked out of their stride only in the final moments here. And Leyton Orient scrambling to defend parity, and with it the payday. Rosicki. Arshavin. Charlie Daniels standing tall. Matter of seconds now. Arshavin. Sagna. Heroically headed away by Chorley. There's the whistle, and Leyton Orient live on in the FA Cup. A remarkable finish. Jonathan Tahoué, an unknown Frenchman, the hero. Russell Slade, one of the most likeable managers in the league, gets another crack at the big time. And the ultimate showman will say once again, it is showtime.
Splendid performance, stickability by Orient. Always in the shadow of Arsenal during the game. Arsenal showing their superiority with their consecutive passing. They needed the second goal. They never got it, and I just think that Russell Slade's substitution gave Arsenal a little bit more problem at the back, a little bit more zest up front for Orient. Tahoué and Poco at the end gave them that little extra injection, and Arsenal in the end succumbed to that equalizer.
And Arsenal, hit by a wall of noise at the end, have disappeared very quickly. Whilst Orient, whose players are hardly used to scenes or noise like this, milk the moment. The moment earned by Jonathan Tahoué's equalising goal in the 89th minute, when 9,000 people sounded like 90,000. Scott McGleesh will get another crack at his heroes. Alex Ravel, who nearly managed to score a goal, will get another opportunity to do so. And for those in the stands, on the terraces, and indeed in the boardroom, it is vindication of their faith in London's friendliest club. All the money, all the attention, all the heartache that the Hearn family have put in on Leyton Orient's behalf. And now they have a day that they will remember forever. Smiles on the faces of the fans, reciprocated by the players. Russell Slade, so proud to supply tickets for his parents, his wife and his 4 children. He goes to receive the acclaim, and we go down below to join our reporter Daryl Curry.
John, thank you. Jonathan, what an unbelievable moment for you. Talk me through that goal.
This is the magic of football, you know. Today we were the underdog, but we achieved this draw, so now we're looking forward for the replay now.
Did you believe that goal would come?
You have to keep the belief. We are playing football. When you step on the pitch, it's not to say to yourself you're going to lose. We were prepared to do our best to get through. We couldn't do it first time, so up to the next game now.
Ben, you're doing the old flying sign to the fans there. What a few weeks it's been for this club, but what a night.
Fantastic, really. Big man's come on. Great strike. We knew it was going to be tough, you know. We knew he was going to be under the cosh. Dave was going to have a lot of the ball, but it's what the FA Cup's about, you know. You stay in it long enough. Half-time 0-0, we just said if we get a chance, take it, you know, and we did.
How sweet for you as well, once an Arsenal youth player.
Yeah, it's been good, you know. The fans were nice, give me a little clap, so yeah, much appreciated. I can't wait to get there now.
Well, Jonathan, you are the FA Cup man of the match, sponsored by Eon. Ben, take an honour in doing that.
What did you say? What was that?
Man of the match, son.
Me? Oh, one more!
Well done.
Cheers.
Well, Steve McManaman and Robbie Savage are pitchside at a Matchroom Stadium that has just erupted. It's been terrific the last final few minutes. It just shows just what a football team can do for a local community.
That's funny how football is, isn't it? That's why we love the FA Cup so much. You know, for 88 minutes, they were very, very quiet, Leyton Orient, and they looked as if they were going to go out. But Russell Slade deserves a lot of credit. He made 3 positive substitutions. To who he comes up with a little tiny bit of magic, and they get the equaliser they deserve.
You know what, when you're only 1 goal down and you've got a plan and you've got a disciplined team out there and you keep believing, well, play to the final whistle and you get the reward sometimes.
Exactly, we've seen it with Crawley yesterday. They nearly got the equaliser, they hit the bar. Today, you know, to who he got the equaliser, and probably not deservedly so, but they kept going to the end. The Leyton Orient fans are singing "We're better than Barcelona." Unbelievable.
but they managed to achieve something that Barcelona couldn't do in midweek and let them enjoy the moment. Well, you had...
No, it was like a victory in the end, wasn't it? And I think Barry and Eddie Hearn celebrating because, you know, we spoke about the FA Cup and the finances involved. They've got a lucrative replay now at the Emirates. Probably be on the television. You know, that's huge revenue for them to keep them, you know, profitable for the next couple of years. And I think the lads deserve a trip to Vegas.
Absolutely. When a small club like this as Barry Hearn enjoys the moment, and everyone in the flats adjacent to the ground enjoying it too, everyone's joining in. When small clubs like this have a moment like this, it is heartwarming.
It's the magic of the FA Cup. That's why the new rules are trying to bring the seedings. Let's forget about it. The smaller club, it's all about the FA Cup. Fantastic performance from Orient today. Look at that, look what it means to them. They're going to now go to the Emirates. You know, they got a trip to Las Vegas. What more do you want, Macca?
I know, I mean, look at that though. I mean, they're going to go to the Emirates, and let's be honest, they'll probably lose. But the fact that they're celebrating like that, it means so much more to them, doesn't it? Because, you know, these players probably, as I mentioned before the game, will not have a chance to play at the Emirates, will not have a chance to play at the likes of Old Trafford. So when they get there, they celebrate like this, and all credit to them. They stuck at it, they worked hard, they kept it down to 1 goal, even though Arsenal were very comfortable, and they got the rewards in the end. And the lads have put some clothes on, which is nice.
Right, I watched them at Droles in the first round with the SPN, and I criticised them that, and I thought they were going to go out. They were very poor. But in the 5th round, they took Arsenal to a replay, and then absolutely fantastic.
You know, Arsenal, they didn't push on. They didn't particularly look like they were going to get a second goal.
They didn't even look as if they were going to concede, let's be honest. They looked incredibly comfortable. But No, it's a cliche, and we know as long as it stays 1-0, you've got a chance in this game.
So what was at the heart of the performance of these players here who are enjoying the moment and their fans are singing, "We're going to Wembley"?
Well, if we're being honest, Ray, for 88 minutes, it didn't happen for them. They didn't go into tackle at anybody. They didn't go in and smash somebody to tackle from the first minute. It was like the game passed them by. Arsenal were like a training session for most of that game until they got the equaliser. And then the final five minutes of the game, they were blocking it, they were making tackles, and brilliant Leyton Orient.
The result's all that matters, and congratulations to Leyton Orient to have held Arsenal. Barcelona couldn't do it in midweek. The O's have done it today. Programmes on the way here on ESPN later this evening. And at Serie A at 7:45, it's reaching third place Napoli, 3 points behind the league leaders AC Milan. They play Catania. It's the Heritage Classic on ESPN America, National Hockey League action with Calgary, with the Flames host their local rivals, the Montreal Canadiens, in an open-air contest. That's at 11 o'clock. And in the early hours of the morning, it's the NBA All-Star game featuring Miami Heat's LeBron James, the LA Lakers' Kobe Bryant, plus a galaxy of stars. The tip-off's at 1:30 a.m. Tomorrow night, more FA Cup action. Who will open the claret? Who's going to feel blue? West Ham versus Burnley. All the pre-match build of Upton Park from 7:30. Don't mention the Hammers here at Orient at the moment, though. And great action from the World Rally Championship continues every weekday night from 6:30 on ESPN Classic. On Monday, the focus on some of the greatest ever stages. Well, Barry Hearn has made his way into the Orient dressing room to celebrate with his team. They've held Arsenal. It's 1-1. They're going all the way to the Emirates.
All the way
and
to Vegas.
Who knows? Vegas, the Emirates. And I tell you what.
That's why.
Yeah, they believe they're going to Old Trafford in the quarter-finals. It's the magic of the FA Cup, the Cup of Dreams here on ESPN. And it's Leyton Orient 1, Arsenal 1. More reaction on the way.
The season moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around, you could miss it. We're in the middle of a full-blown title race. Pace is key and everything's got to be done at speed. But it's a pedal-to-the-metal cup race too, and right now every game is on the brink. There's no time to think, let alone blink. Play by Sturridge. So stop, because you wouldn't want to miss it, would you? Football this March on ESPN.
Sometimes accidents just happen. But when you wrestle a gorilla, you don't stop when you're tired. You stop when the gorilla's tired. If your car is undrivable, More Than could send you a courtesy car within 2 hours, included in a deal from as little as £225. Call 0800-300-811 or visit morethan.com. I'm More Than Freeman. Thank you for listening.
Coping with early mornings. Step 1, the first hurdle. It's important to look the new day in the eye. Only then can you take the next step. Step 2, stay strong. You'll get there in the end. Step 3, reward yourself. After all, you've earned it. Follow these simple steps and beat the morning with a McDonald's breakfast. Open at 6 a.m. There's a McDonald's for everyone.
If you accidentally slip up and go over your account limit, at Lloyds TSB, we give you until 3:30 that same day to put it right. Lloyds TSB, for the journey.
Want an easy way to rent DVDs, Blu-rays and games? Watch movies online, stream movies to your internet TV and now your PS3. Go to lovefilm.com.
We need to talk. It's not you. It's these. The truth is, I've been buying them for years from service stations, and I love them. I love the way they're properly filled with British beef and fresh farm vegetables. Yeah, vegetables. But I'm tired. I can't hide this any longer. I want to eat these at home with you. And some minted peas.
Ginsters. Real, honest food.
I'm
I'm the one fighting, okay?
Mickey has a chance to do something I never did. He needs me.
This is my shot. I won't get another one after this.
The Fighter in cinemas now.
Want to manage your money on the move? Free mobile banking from Lloyds TSB.
Great Umbro offers. This England away shirt, just £8. That's £8. Denstone shin guard, only £3. Just £3. Junior Astro trainers, £8. Yes, £8. Junior fleece pants, £6. That's right, £6. Icons t-shirt, £2. Amazing at £2. More offers available at over 300 stores nationwide and online at StoresDirect.com.
Don't make me beg. I will not beg, or I'll beg.
Ginsters. Real, honest food.
Introducing the award-winning Samsung Galaxy S smartphone with our best, brightest, most colourful screen ever and our most brilliant viewing experience with super fast access so you can download and enjoy films and games. And over 100,000 apps from Android Market, including Google Maps navigation. And now with a films and games package worth over £50, the award-winning Samsung Galaxy S smartphone.
Charlie Daniels! Kieran Gibbs and Shabak. Glorious chance. Rosicki. And Arsenal's pressure brings its reward. Alex Ravel. Tahui! Equalizer for Leyton Orient.
Viva Las Vegas! Viva!
Those are the high rollers. Barry Hearn's taken him to Las Vegas on the back of them drawing with Arsenal in the FA Cup. He's on his way over to have a chat with us with Russell Slade, and they both look exhausted already, no surprise. Steve McManaman and Robbie Savage, what a day. Emotionally, it must be draining going through all that.
Of course, and the fact that you've got the right result. I mean, it is the right result for them all. They'd love to have won, but the fact that they're going to have another opportunity and go to the Emirates and a lucrative tie at the Emirates, you know, it's fantastic for them. And, you know, as Robbie said, we keep going about the FA Cup and the romantic sides of the FA Cup, and this is what it's all about.
What do you think of their game plan today, Robbie?
Well,
what's your analysis?
I was going to say right there, such fine margins. You know, after 88 minutes, you just asked any Leyton Orient fan, they said, we haven't really laid the glove on them. You know, they've let them play, they've been, you know, we've done okay. After 88 minutes, you ask any Leyton Orient fan now, say we've got the best result of the FA Cup so far. Fantastic.
Well, here they are.
Congratulations.
Barry.
How are you? Right.
Nice to see you. Congratulations.
Well done,
Congratulations.
Russell.
Well done,
Oh, young man.
Great moonwalk.
Congratulations.
Great moonwalk yesterday.
Push in, guys.
Seen how the darts
Guys
are
are
Yes,
getting
I have.
It was fantastic.
So, Barry, can you, first of all, just experience the emotions you're going through?
I died, well, mixture of heart attack, unbelievable joy. You know, football as a game ends in tears always because you don't win everything. And I was waiting for the you know, I think we scored at the right time. And, you know, it's just what Russell Slade has done. And that team of mine, I mean, ours, his, and the clubs, whatever, they don't know how to give up, you know. You know, we didn't play the best football we've played all season by a long, long way. Yeah. But, you know, they're not bad, this Arsenal, are they?
No. Russell, will you go through the day, go through your game plan, go through what you felt about the match and how it panned out as far as you're concerned, standing in the dugout, going through all the emotions Barry's been experiencing too, no doubt?
Yeah, Chairman's right, to be honest. I don't think we played our best football, and I was a bit disappointed we kept turning the ball over, to be honest. But you know, there is a great spirit, there is a great attitude, and we kept plugging away, didn't we? I thought he was going to go past us and we were going to, you know, lose with a bit of dignity, but to get that goal was fantastic, really, and reward not just for today's performance, if you like, in terms of hanging in there, but for that's the 7th game in the FA Cup. Robbie's seen a couple of them already, you know, and we nearly went out at the first time of asking, but to stay in there and hang in there, and that's been the same in the league, to be honest. I think that's 1 defeat in 21, and you've got to be happy with that, haven't you?
Look, 88 minutes on the clock, and then all of a sudden you get this opportunity. What went through your mind? What were your thoughts about the game? All of a sudden, bang!
I just said to myself, Gaffer, you've got the substitution right again.
Brilliant,
You have
fantastic.
mentioned that your 3 substitutions were all very good.
Yeah.
He's a real super sub, though, isn't he? Jonathan,
I think that's the thing, Steve. Is now we've got to the stage now where we've got 4, 5, 6 players on the bench that can come on and make a difference. And Poku can come on. He's come on in the past and scored. To who, you know, he's not scored before the 85th minute. He's not scored a goal, but he's got 8 or 9 goals. It's incredible, really.
He's strong.
we're saying when it's only 1-0, doesn't matter what the balance of players. You're in with a chance.
The best thing for us was it was 1-0, really, because Arsene is not going to put on any of his main line on the bench because he's trying to nick it. He's trying to get away with even letting his blokes have a little rest. Now, if we equalise in the 70th minute or around there, the floodgates are open. On comes Fabregas. On comes all, and we're all in desperate trouble. But what he's done, got a little bit complacent, the old Frenchman. You know, got a little bit complacent, and the other Frenchman put the boot in. Arsene's sitting there thinking, we've had a touch here. We can save all these blokes, and we can get rid of Leyton Orient without any problems. That's why this man sends this bloke on. Don't score too early. A couple of minutes from the end. Too late for substitute.
He's a genius.
Oh,
And Arsene has once again been outthought by a better brain.
Hey, I'll be in for the contract, Ross.
He might get one.
Hey, what about the trip to Las Vegas as well?
Oh, yeah, that's the first tune we played in there. Viva Las
mate,
Vegas.
yeah.
A little bit of Elvis. Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Reminded
they've
Barry
been on
quickly.
so many promises for this for so many years. You know, we went to Las Vegas to celebrate getting promotion from Division 2 to Division 1. Every year I say playoffs. Now, of course, I suppose the negotiation will be it's Las Vegas plus something if we make the playoffs as well. So there's plenty to go for.
I don't think it's right to go next week, though, Baz.
I think we should go tonight. I'm up for going tonight. Private plane, let's just go to it. Never mind anything.
You know what we were saying before about this, a very community-based club this, and so we were saying, Russell, throughout the day, everyone's right on side, and there's a real buzz about everyone, that the players from the boardroom and everyone around the ground.
That's the biggest thing that's changed at the football club since I arrived, really. Half empty. Everybody was half empty when I arrived. Quickly we stayed in the division. That was the most important thing. And then you have a responsibility, if you can, as a football manager, to try and build a football club. And now everybody on the street, everybody's behind the team. Chairman's got his enthusiasm back and everything, and everybody's pulling together. The team never say die. They give everything, and I think the fans appreciate that now. And you know, it's good times. You've got to enjoy those good times while they last, because you never know, there could be 3 defeats around the next corner.
Now take a look at some of the chances and some of the opportunities that you managed to create in the second half.
Should be over fairly quick then, this.
Oh, that's the first half, yeah.
I'm glad you said it.
Yeah, there's Charlie. It's a strike. He's a long way out. We'll have to work on him there.
No, but the spirit of your team, you had a game plan, didn't you? You thought we're not going to get thrown off this, even though Arsenal had so much play.
No, absolutely. It was always going to be a case of, I mean, in our own league, we probably get, 50, 60% possession. Against Arsenal, you've got to accept that sometimes you might only get 25, 30. And it's how well you defend when you've not got the ball today. And we did that to the best of our ability. Yes, Arsenal created chances, but we did enough. You've got to salute the team. When they lost the ball, we worked really hard to keep the ball out the net.
I don't know if you guys get bothered by statistics, but I think Arsenal completed 500 on passes more. But the statistic that is important, that you got the result.
You know, the great thing about football like this is, you can win every round and still get knocked out in the 12th. Yeah. It doesn't make any difference. At the end of the day, it's the score after 90 minutes. We can all make statistics look interesting. You do it better than anyone, Ray, I've known. But the fact of life is, when you turn on the telly, and if I can say this, I've got so many people right across America watching this telecast, because I was in Chicago, New York and Vegas last week, spreading the gospel. Don't miss it on Fox Soccer Channel. So all my mates out there, I told you we could play.
Now, can you sum up what this means for you as a club? Because it's a great result. You've held Arsenal. Barcelona didn't manage that in midweek, and I'm sure that's something your fans are going to be talking about. But you've also got this scrap about the Olympic Stadium. So just give us your overview of what all this means at the moment.
You know, Ray, what's it all about? It's about profile for Leyton Orient, about a platform to argue as the small bloke getting bullied by the big blokes. That we're a voice that should be listened to. The FA Cup is an argument to football, an example to football of what's good about football, about the underdogs, where you don't change anything when the little people get a chance. Our scrap on the Olympic Stadium is going to go on, and we're looking for support from the government, from the Minister of Culture, the Minister of Sport, Mayor of London, all of which the silence from them has been deafening, and now this is going to help us to make the case. If they want to see little clubs like Orient, community clubs, of which there are 72 of them up and down the country, enough supporters, by the way, to win a general election if you're thinking about a vote, Mr Cameron. So I would say you better look out, because not only have we got a good case to put, we've now got a load of money, so the legal costs don't really worry us anymore.
Barry, I have to say, love this. Never want to miss an opportunity.
Never
want to miss it.
But listen, thanks for ESPN, thanks for your coverage, thanks for bringing it to the nation and the world, and to this man, thanks for reinventing my enthusiasm for football at this level, because he's done a fantastic job here.
You should talk about the contract now, obviously. Talk about it now.
I wouldn't be saying if he hasn't got another year already tucked away. We can have a fallout in 12 months.
Might get a couple of loanees in now.
Yeah. Don't get carried away.
More reaction here at the Matchroom Stadium over the next few minutes. With 2 minutes to go in this cup tie here this afternoon, it looked like Arsenal were going through, but then all of a sudden Orient back in the game. 1-1, the O's won and Arsenal won. Reaction from Arsene Wenger coming up very shortly. But everybody at the Matchroom Stadium high as kites.
Dublin's amazing new stadium will host this year's UEFA Europa League final. 32 teams still have a shot, but only 16 can go through. After the first leg 0-0 draw against Aris, Man City know that a victory will see them through. For Rangers, history's on their side. They travel to Sporting Lisbon, a team that have never put them out of Europe. It's knockout time in the UEFA Europa League, and we've got a great lineup next week, live only on ESPN.
Our 4 comics are out promoting their flavours, battling to raise over £1 million for Red Nose Day.
Come on, Frank Roast dinner crisps.
Look at him in there. Loser. I'll give him something to tweet about. Your Stephen Fry-Up crisps.
Mate, you don't want to be eating them. Try them, they're much nicer.
Is this chicken bothering you? Nurse, he's out of bed again.
Not now, Jeeves.
Out you go.
Buy your favourite, and for every pack sold, we'll make a donation to Red Nose Day.
There's nothing like the sunrise, that first wave of the day.
The trip along the coastline.
It's right across the bay.
There's nothing like this ancient place.
The sunset from a camel.
This organism.
This fiddleball. Oh, this dark-billed mammal. There's nothing like Australia. There's nothing like Australia.
There's no better way to start your Australian adventure than with multi-award-winning Singapore Airlines. Book your flight today.
Great Umbro offers. This England away shirt, just £8. That's £8. Denstone shin guard, only £3. Just £3. Junior Astro trainers, £8. Yes, £8. Junior fleece pants, £6. That's right, £6. Icons t-shirt, £2. Amazing at £2. More offers available at over 300 stores nationwide and online at
SportsDirect.com.
Hey, let's play goal getters, Charlie.
Yes.
Smash it. Bang. Yes. Usually.
Woo!
Bang. What a strike.
Oh! Jazz, it's your ball. It's your
You've got this to win, Charlie. This is it.
Discover over 80 amazing mini-games with Wii Party only on Wii.
Blue Leader, you are clear to take off.
British Gas has teamed up with Nectar, so we're now offering Nectar points to all our customers just for being with us. It's our way of saying a little thank you. To register, visit britishgas.co.uk/nectar. Look after your world with British Gas.
Where am I?
Travel Lodge, boss.
Lovely. With rooms starting at £19. Travel Lodge. Sleep tight.
That is unbelievable. Bye, Jem. Suze, Terry the Spider, page 7.
Vital news to share with the whole hive.
Free calls to everyone on Vodafone.
Oh, women, eh?
Oh, that's got a sting.
Oh, unbelievable.
Vital news.
Free calls to everyone on Vodafone.
Get 1,000 free UK minutes to everyone on Vodafone when you top up £10 on Pay As You Go. Text TALK to 83669. Vodafone. Power to you.
Welcome back to the Matchroom Stadium. That's Orient Chief Executive Matt Porter celebrating Russell Slade and Barry Horn. The fact that the O's have held Arsenal in the FA Cup. Didn't look like that was going to be the result. Thomas Rosicky put Arsenal into the lead early in the second half. Let's hear from Arsene Wenger. He's with Daryl Curry.
Ray, thank you very much. Arsene, is that a replay, another match you don't need?
Exactly, it was a difficult game, and I must say we had the right attitude. We tried for the whole game to be focused and played our pace, but we didn't manage to finish the game off, and they took advantage of one of our few mistakes, I must say, at the back, because he looked quite in control. And it was typically English Cup game, and we have to replay, but we are in the competition and we want to stay in.
Yeah, you had so much possession. You actually set a record for season in terms of passing the ball today, completed passes. Yet, did you not create enough chances?
It was difficult for us to create chances. First of all, credit to them. They defended very well, very disciplined. We missed the chances that we produced, and the pitch was not very easy for us as well. But that's part of Cup as well. It's part of the charm of a Cup.
When they brought Jonathan Toure on with a bit of pace, did that affect the game at that point? Did he cause you problems?
It did affect the game because he made the difference, and I've heard he's a French player, but I didn't know, so that's quite surprising, but he scored a great goal.
And if you do go through, you might have heard it's Manchester United next. It's not an easy tie if you get past Leyton.
Well, of course, that's not an easy tie, but it's one more motivation to go through as well, because it's an exciting tie, and do we go through, I think we have a good chance as well to qualify.
Arsene, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, he's very relaxed, and of course
Yeah,
he should be. The big Barcelona in midweek, still fighting for 4 trophies. They've got a replay at the Emirates. What's your view of Arsenal today?
I thought they were. I thought they played very well. I had the same thought as Arsene Wenger, really. For 88 minutes, they were great, weren't they? They approached the game in the right manner. They were very professional. They scored the first goal. I think their only sin, really, was not scored in the second goal. But apart from that, they looked as if they were in cruise control. But, of course, you know, as always, and everybody says on television channels, if you're 1-0 down, you know, you can always get that goal. There's always one chance that you can get. Orient had it and took it, which was all credit to them. But, you know, Arsene Wenger, the replay is going to be after the Barcelona game, which he's fine about. The big favourites to win. You'd expect them to win in the Emirates. So it's not a huge problem for Arsenal either.
Yeah, well, it's understandable we're all going to get very carried away with the emotion of what happened here as far as Orient fans are concerned. But if you take a look at the Arsenal performance, when they scored, it did look like there was only going to be one winner.
No, it was like a training session at times when they were keeping the ball for the sake of it sometimes. But the goal, you know, Bettner does well. To be fair, it's a fantastic header of Rosicky.
What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? You see Rosicky's movement there. He just ambles into the box, doesn't he? He's free all the time. I give Bettner his credit. He doesn't just slash at this. You know, he takes his time, knocks in a ball in, and look, he's still in space. And if anything, if you're going to be overly critical, Jimmy Smith is just the wrong side of Rosicky. He's ball watching, isn't he? And he tries to get there. He's given Rosicky 2-yard start. It's too late. But as Robbie said, it was a lovely header, wasn't it?
But Arsenal scoring off a header is strange.
Yeah.
Usually think Shamak would be in that position, but for Rosicky to head it in, You know, Jimmy Smith will be disappointed with his starting position.
But it was fine. I mean, you see Daryl said, didn't he? They had a huge amount of completed passes, a huge amount of possession. Their only problem was not scored in the second, but they were very comfortable, Arsenal.
Yeah, well, Arsene Wenger's smiling. I think he understands that Orient are having their day-to-day.
Yeah, of course.
More battles to come.
He knows they'll go through, Ray.
And he's been very dignified about the whole thing.
Which is nice, and he only said all the right things, and he said it's about the small club, and coming here in a difficult pitch was what the FA Cup's all about.
Yeah. But he could do without the extra game, and they could have sorted it all out. They didn't have loads of chances, but this one shaved the post.
Yeah, and Arshavin breaks forward, as we can see. I mean, it's a difficult effort, to be honest, and the goalkeeper's got his angles right, and if he's going to beat the goalkeeper, it has to be something special. You know.
It's a great effort, that, you know, across the keeper. Yeah, great effort.
But a lot of credit to the Leyton Orient defenders. How many times they blocked shots, they threw themselves in the way of everything, didn't they? And as you said, you can count the really good Arsenal chances on one hand, which is all credit to them.
Look, I know a lot of the Arsenal players were having a bit of a day off today. I mean, the ones that are on the bench. But it's been an emotional week for them as well, given what happened against Barcelona in midweek. And they've got so much to play for. Four competitions they're fighting for here.
Yeah, I think Arsene Wenger will be relieved he didn't have to bring Wiltshire, Fabregas, Nasri on, really. You know, he's done the job. He's still in the competition, taking them back to the Emirates. You'd probably say a similar team at the Emirates, because I think he knows they'll go through now.
So you just have to be philosophical, you're saying, except this is a replay you could do without and sort of deal with it and try and get on with it.
Yeah. Yes, they've got a difficult game midweek, haven't they? Then they've got the Carling Cup final, Barcelona to come, so they've got certainly bigger wars to worry about than a replay at Leyton Orient on the home turf, which is like a bowling green compared to today's pitch.
Do you sense the atmosphere for the last 10 or 15 minutes? It's been absolutely rocking. It's just starting to calm down now.
Well, the thing that disappoints me, like an Orient player in the first 2 or 3 minutes needed to go and smash an Arsenal player fairly, you know, in a tackle. No, I don't mean foul him. I mean go up against somebody, get the crowd going, because the crowd were pretty quiet. Listen, there was 9,000 here. Yeah. Fair play. In the last 15 minutes, or last 10 minutes, they got up and they lifted everybody.
I tell you, Robbie, with what's happened, I think Orient fans will take it for what exactly happened for what it is.
Brilliant.
So they should.
Yeah.
OK, 2 more cup ties played today. Let's see the action from both of them, starting with Manchester City.
Down by Hawley, on by Gow. The flag has stayed down this time. Hughes squares up Toure. Hawley has a look and has a goal and hits the inside of the post. That's how close they've come. Richards holding off Harley. Richards cross, Dzeko! Terrific reaction from Nelson. Silva's delivery. And Manchester City lead through Patrick Vieira. Won by Kolarov and Vieira. 2-0 City, 2 for Patrick Vieira. Away by Richards to Gow. Oh, it's a terrific save. Wonderful technique in the shot. But Hart reacted splendidly and is applauded from all sides. For Dzeko now, here goes Tevez. He can show a clean pair of heels to Harley. Carlos Tevez scores. And that's your lot. Ross County have given a lot, but Tevez has knocked them out of the FA Cup. And Manchester City will face Aston Villa here 10 days from now. Barry. Tevez, goalkeeper partially committed. And Dzeko makes it 4. Brilliant from Tevez. It came out to Richards! That's a fine finish. 5 for Manchester City.
It was a slow start, but when they kept their composure, and when they got going, they must have done exactly what you wanted them to do.
Slow start because we play every 3 days. I think that sometimes can be also tired. This is normal, but after 20 minutes we start to play more quickly. We played well.
We deserved, you know, at least something at the game, especially in their first half performance. I mean, I thought we were excellent. You know, Cole has a shot, hits the bar inside of the post and runs across the line. You know, that goes in. It's a different kettle of fish.
Flick on from Dempsey, and Dembele will chase, and
Bolton unhinged and Bogdan managed to get something on it. It was a chance out of nothing, really. That's risky from Guerra. Straight to Lee. Gets it back from Klasnic, trying to play in Davis when there was a shooting opportunity. Mwamba, though. That's dangerous. Hughes just managed to turn it away, but Klasnic just turned it in and Bolton Wanderers lead. So many chances to clear. Klasnic pounced. Dembele. Slaloming his way past the challenges. Davis. Mwamba! It's come from Mwamba. Lee. In towards Klasnic! Could save that. Clawed away by Schwarzer. Now Lee. A little bit of space here for Kevin Davis. Oh, just couldn't poke it through for Mwamba, but instead he's found Petrov! Schwarzer protecting his near post manfully. Hughes. No flag here. It's Bobby Zamora! Well, Bogdan probably did just about enough. Didn't have much goal to aim at by the time the keeper got to him.
I've always loved the cup competitions. I've shown that in the clubs I've been at St Johnstone and Burnley, as you know, and now at Bolton Wanderers. And we want to continue to do that. To do that, you need all your players working hard and showing tremendous quality as we did today. I mean, second half with some great chances, accepting that we were under pressure from a very good Fulham side. So we want to win these games. We want to progress as a football club and go as far as we can in each and every competition. And the FA Cup now on the last 8, we've got as good a chance as anybody.